Just in time. Well done. Butts it is. And if you get attacked by a horde of slavering butts later on, you'll know why. You'll know why. I'm not googling slavering butts to get some art for that. So you'll just need to use your imagination.
Gross.
I might have to.
And
Sometimes I gotta wonder about your search history.
I know, right?
yeah, sexy vampires. Right. Everybody ready to roll?
Yeah.
There's somebody with the last name Slaver Butts. Slaver dash Butts.
Have you just googled
And
slaver
there's
butts?
photos. Yeah, of course. Slavering Butts.
Of course, she says.
It's like imagine
Aubrey
that
Slaver Butts profiles.
when they're in school. And did you know that names come from somewhere? Like you, Smith, from one of your ancestors would have been a blacksmith at some point, and me, not you, slabber butts. Shut up. Sit down, slabber butts.
We don't talk about your grandparents.
We don't
Yeah.
talk about your grandparents. That's it. Your grandmother was not a very Christian woman. Right.
Mm,
I'll let that settle for a while before we carry on.
yeah.
So, as our noble scribe is working her little slabber butt off, getting her college stuff done, and the sessions were so close together, I thought I would do it this week, and I will not do as good a job as our noble scribe, but here is this week's previously on the Curse of Strahd. Well now, look what the bat dragged in. It looks like little Audric and his band of adventurers have found their way into my domain. I wonder how that unfortunate little accident came about. Already they cause quite the stir. But what is this? They have brought a child with them. My, a brave and foolish decision indeed. After wandering in the mists, they have finally found themselves in the village. A more cursed place than any they have seen, no doubt. Even the husks there, they turn their gaze from such petulant pretenders. No matter. Soon they will see the darker side of these ancient lands. I will be sure of that. Now they find themselves in tow with poor, beautiful Irina and her pathetic brother. Out of the misty cauldron and straight into the wolf's mouth, as they say. I really should do something about that whimpering Ismark. A suitable end it should be for one so loyal, so foolish, to think he can guard what is rightly mine. They put that sniveling wretch Kolyan in the ground where he belongs, and perhaps poor old Kolyan may be some use after all. Now, off they toddle to see the crazy old crow. Old fool can't see past the end of her pipe. Never mind what dark fates await these unfortunates. Though once my spies discover who sent them her way, I perhaps need to have a word with the blabbermouth about loyalty to the lord of the land and the consequences of interfering. They should know my eyes and ears are everywhere, and where they go, my swords cease. Perhaps they grow tired of life. I myself almost grow tired of these endless cycles. Perhaps these fools will lighten my mood. Yes, I think it is time. And to bring a child, no less. What a useful little morsel he may prove to be. And there we are. So,
Dude, that was awesome.
Yes, it was.
If
That
you
was
just
way
get-
better than mine.
It's nice to do it every now and again. I was very excited about the opportunity.
I'll be sure to be busy with school more often. You're welcome.
No, no, the panic, the panic. So, when last we left off, you just entered Madame Eva's tent. Are you still stepping in the door? As you can hear the babble of the water
Yes.
at the edge of the lake. She stands behind her chair with these what is clearly magical flames floating around, lighting the awkward shadows inside this small tent, the heady smell of herbs and incense burning. Come, do not be afraid. Bring the child with you. She ushers you in. Why have you sought out Madame Eva?
We're trying to get out of here, and we haven't been able to make it through the mist out of Barovia. Was
Indeed.
that it, guys?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to get Pip home.
Yeah.
Good, she says. Whoever is having a heart attack and smashing their headphones off the desk, can you please stop it as it interferes with my fortune telling?
What are headphones?
I do not know.
Yeah.
It came to me in a vision.
Hmm.
Come, do not be afraid. Sit. And you can see that there are 5 stools sitting around the desk and one little stool sitting to one side.
Cool.
Go sit down with Pip.
I'm tired. Thank you.
I'm gonna go sit on the little stool.
You see Pip, Pip's eyes light up when he sees it, and then he's like, "Oh, no fair." And he like just goes and like jumps up on the big stool, like clambers up on top of it.
Kicking his legs.
As you sit down, Madame Eva says, "Now, it is finally good to see your faces in the flesh." Ah, yes,
You been watching us?
That's
the
creepy.
the Goliath.
Hi.
It is not often we see one of your kind in Barovia. Why have you come here?
Wasn't my choice. Get real tired telling this story. There was
Life.
these like vampire things that attacked our town, and then they took this little guy, and then I ran after them through the mist, and then I tackled it, and then we were stuck in the mist, and now we're all here, and so that's
Good
that.
one.
So, the life of thievery got too much for you, perhaps. A greater adventure you sought. And you, a holy man, are you? A paladin of some sorts. Here
Yes,
to
that would be me.
fight a noble cause.
You could say that, I suppose.
And who do you follow? Who do you worship, holy man?
The most holy of all the gods, Bahamut.
Indeed. And you, she says, turning to Mariel, who do you worship? Who do you hope to save you from Barovia?
Gonio. Gonio.
Interesting. And what about this? I have expected your arrival, but this strange creature. And like the camera pans, and we just see Forgotten's like eyes peeking over the top of this desk that's in front of her. This like this round table with this red velvet sheet over it and like a crystal ball, and she has to like, where did he go? Ah, there you are. I have seen your arrival, but in your place, all I have seen is an emptiness, a space in the group,
Damn.
a void in the party, and who are you, strange man, that I cannot see you?
If I knew who I was, I wouldn't be here.
Rude.
Ah,
What about Fabio? Fabio?
No.
And she like,
Uh,
when you say Fabio,
Take out my
she
notebook again.
when you
Scratch
say
it off.
when you say Fabio, she looks at Audric like, that is not the name I expected. You are the performer, the lore keeper of the party. Is this correct? She says to Audric.
One way to describe me, yeah.
Indeed. What is your name if it is not Fabio?
I do not know.
Oh, my voice is breaking up.
So what do your
My
friends
past is
call
a
you?
mystery to me.
Normally it is the future that is a mystery. It is a most unfortunate place to find yourself in. When one forgets one's past, the future becomes harder to discern, but perhaps we can see. I am afraid I cannot tell you of your past, but your future, well, it is up to the fates, to the cards, to decide.
We need to keep Pip safe. That is a major goal of our group.
As you said that, her head snaps in your direction, and she says, "Whether you intended to come here or not, bringing the child with you was most unfortunate. No one is safe in these lands, regardless of their innocence. Some would argue that innocence paints a greater target."
I would like to state again for the record that we didn't bring Pip here. I'm sick and tired of people thinking that we brought Pip here. Jesus, as a fortune teller, you should probably know this.
I mean, technically, he brought us here, if anything.
Yes, that's
The
very
real
true.
friends we, the real treasure was the friends we made along the way.
Barf.
Oh,
Do you believe that?
and I pat Gallus.
Do you believe
That's
that?
right.
Do you believe that, Gallus?
I believe that he technically brought us here, yes.
Do you believe that the true treasure was the
No,
friends you made
no,
along
I
the way?
don't. No, I don't.
Deception check. Yeah.
I believe that.
11. Anybody whose passive perception's higher than 11, which is everybody, knows that that was a line. That was like he's reading scripture, like it's some sort of. This to him was like religious diatribe. He's just spouted it, and it's clearly a lie. Indeed.
And I hold my chest. Oh.
You're now.
Rude.
Wounded from that.
Yes. Yeah, even the dog hurts. That hurt.
Well, do not let me keep you, although I will say this, my Goliath friend. While it is true, your destiny and your fate are not always in your control. Nothing is set in stone. Things can change if you have a will strong enough. And for your sake, I hope you do. All of you. And she reaches her hand up from under the table. You didn't even notice it slipping under the table. And she brings out a little wooden box that's got like little shapes carved around, little runes and symbols carved on it. And she takes the lid off, and inside you see the back of this strange deck of cards.
Oh.
She hovers her hand over the top of the box, and the cards float up out of the box without her touching them. And begin to like shuffle themselves and spread out. One deck, a larger deck, splits off and goes over to the left, and a smaller deck of maybe only 12, 14 cards splits off and goes over to the right. And she says, "I will explain to you how this works. For a group, you will each draw a card. I can tell you what this card should let you know, and I can interpret them somewhat. But the true meaning can only be discerned and interpreted for each individual. As I say, With enough will, you may change your fate, but it is a rare occurrence. I often find the cards are more help than hindrance, and hindrance only in the case where I tell you something you do not wish to hear. As has happened in the past, you must understand that I am merely an interpreter. I hold no sway over your fate, and if the outcome is not what you desire, you are free to leave. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes, please. Speaking for myself.
Sure.
Very
I
well.
see no harm in indulging this woman.
You're strange, memoryless man. Here I offer help. No mind. Who would like to pick first?
And I'll jump right up. I will.
As you can see, and she waves her hand over the table, and you can see now in the red cloth of the table the same 5 spaces that you can see, just slightly faded on the table. The color of the red cloth bleached away slightly to a lighter red. You will draw a card, and you will place it here. And she points to that point on the carpet,
Okay.
on the sheet. Okay, let's do this.
And that's the pile I picked from?
You should be able to click and drag a card out of that onto the table. If you hover over it, a little card should pop out and you can drag it.
Oh, okay. I was just hovering over the...
The first card. The first card tells a story of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy, the wizard, the master of stars. And she closes her eyes and puts her hand against her chest, and the wind begins to pick up outside as the tent begins to whip about, the smoke getting dragged out of the door, the flaps close behind you. And then everything falls quiet again. Look for a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name and servant guide you to that which you seek.
The wizard's name and servant.
Who would like to draw the second card? If it helps, I will tell you. The second card will tell of a powerful force for good and protection, a symbol of great hope.
That's me all over.
Very well.
Come. Pick a card, Wodrick.
You will draw a card and you will place it in this position.
Gotta click the part that's sticking out of the card. Nice.
This is, just consult the book. The Three of Glyphs, the healer, and she glances towards Mariel. Look to the west. Find a pool blessed by the light of the white sun. A truly rare thing in this land. The third card. This card is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword made of pure sunlight. Who wishes to draw this weapon?
I see no harm in drawing this.
Very well. And the deck floats across the table towards you and hovers in the air for you.
Which position am I putting this in?
We'll place it here. And that is... The Three of
Three of Stars.
Stars. The Enchanter. I see. I see a kneeling woman. A rose of great beauty, plucked too soon. The master of the marsh knows of whom I speak. Now, these are what we refer to as the common cards. The final two cards must be chosen from the high deck. And the deck she had floats back into the box and settles down in it. And the other smaller deck floats towards the party. The first card, it sheds light. Light on one who will help you greatly.
Goddamn flies.
I'm sorry, I use the incense to keep them away, but like everything in this land, they are incessant.
Thank you.
This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against the darkness. Who wishes to search for their greatest ally?
I look over at Pip. You want to pull the card, Pip?
And Pip's like he's sitting absolutely aghast at this whole thing going on, and he looks at Marielle and then looks at Dax, and then like nods his head furiously. Oh, okay. The deck begins to float towards Pip as he reaches up and sort of lifts his little head up over the table, and almost like very slowly, squinting, tentatively reaches his hand in and draws the card.
Awesome.
Well, Dax, do you want to draw the card for Pip then?
Yeah.
Place it in this position.
Yep.
You should be able to.
Ew.
Ah, most interesting. This is the King of Diamonds, the broken one. Your greatest ally. Your greatest ally will be a man of great power, of great magic, but his mind is broken, though his spells remain strong.
I look at Forgotten.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Oh, you might be a king. I like this.
And the final card,
Turn my head and look at Gallus as the last person.
well, Gallus or Dax,
Last
because
person.
technically
Or
Pip's
Dax.
drawing the card.
I
Your
look at
enemy.
Gallus.
Dax, it's all on you. I put my faith in Bahamut.
Perhaps I will tell you of what this card will reveal, and then you can
Yes,
make your
please.
decision. I see that already that your enemy is a creature of great darkness, whose
I
powers
think we all
are
know
beyond.
who that is.
And she smirks slightly. Indeed. His powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him.
How about lead us to what can get rid of him?
Those cards you have already drawn, my lady.
Okay.
He wishes to draw
Okay.
the final card.
I mean,
That's
I
a good
will, but I'll be like, no? Gallus?
Dax has offered.
I'll do
Cool.
King of Spades. He lurks in the depths of darkness, in the one place to which he must always return. Do you understand your quest, my friends?
Not really.
Do you understand, at least, the danger that lies ahead of you?
Oh, yes. And I look at all of us. I'm pretty sure we understand that it's going to be bad.
Few
But
now seek out Madame Eva. It has been a long time since a band of adventurers have come to look for me. Those who have given a reading freely. But I sense there is something different about this group. Whether that is good or bad, I do not know. But your fate is tied to this place, as sure as theirs was. I only hope that it has a better outcome.
me too.
As for you, my friend, and she glances towards the Forgotten, you are a mystery to me as much as to yourself. It is fascinating. I hope you find whatever it is you seek.
We
But
don't.
as with the dark fates and the cards, be careful that what you seek is not a fate, a past that you left willingly. And she
Oh.
passes her hands over the cards, and the cards all like flutter up into the air, and then one by one settle down into the box again, and the lid snaps shut on the box. As for the child, take care of him.
Try.
When the
So
tent
nothing.
flaps billow open again, you are welcome to stay. Not all Vistani are as colorful and trustworthy as they seem, but the little band outside, they have looked after old Eva. They will feed you and give you whatever you need.
Mm,
We thank you for your hospitality.
yep.
Die for
Yes.
yours.
You mentioned that you have given readings to others in the past. May I inquire, when was the last reading you gave?
You may, but I must ask you first, as I did them when they asked me the same question. If I am asked the question of this party, am I free to share this information? If one,
Sure.
I see
I
no harm
answer.
in that.
very well. It was some years ago, 4, perhaps 5. A group of holy men came here, seeking to strike the lord of this land from his throne. They came to me on the day they arrived, and they died the very next.
Oh my.
Well, that bodes well.
The Lord has a particular dislike for those who would wield another power's name, would wield it in his dark lands.
Well, I have a particular dislike for people making me stuck in some creepy land with mist and not letting me leave.
Agreed.
Madam Eva, you have been here a long time, from your own words. Have you ever heard of anyone who is not Vistani managing to leave?
And she places her hands on the cloth and glances at them, almost considering them. No, I have not. Perhaps if I had, I would have tried to escape this awful place myself. But I am as trapped here as you are, as all but
You
the
want to come
Vistani
with
are.
us?
I am afraid my old bones would not make it to the end of the road. I'm either in my tent or in my cart, and the Vistani care for me. Those who care enough to care for me. They are not unskilled themselves. Strange people. Superstitious.
Friendly from what we've seen.
Not always friendly. The world is hard. It makes some people callous, opportunistic, some worse.
Yeah.
Some take what they need, and some take what they want. This is true of all peoples.
Well, it was very nice meeting you, and we appreciate the advice. Do you need any payment for your skills?
No payment is required.
Just give Mary like a hard stare.
I'm not looking at you,
Goodbye,
but
madam.
I am looking at her, and I'm going to. She looks really old, right?
Oh yeah, she's
I'm
she's ancient.
I'm going to reach into my bag where I've got my alchemy stuff, and I'm going to pull out a salve that I made with herbs that I plucked over the year I was learning, and give it to her and say, "This is for your." You might want to tell me if there's anything in my hand before I do that. This is for joints. It helps with the aches and pains of age.
And she almost
Now,
looks taken aback for a moment and says, "Thank you. I do suffer in this mist. It does havoc to my joints.
it's
Per-
terrible for our, for our joints. Yes, this works very well.
and perhaps I have a little gift for you." And
Oh,
she reaches down under the table. You can hear
mm-hmm.
her old bones creaking, and lifts up this like little glass vial that has this like blue liquid in it that appears to be bubbling, and she hands it to
Uh-huh.
you and says, "Take this. It is only one use, but it is certainly a hero's tincture.
Oh, I've never heard of that. What does it do?
It will ensure your good luck if you believe in such a thing. A blessing of sorts. A
Oh,
potion of what some might refer to as heroism."
has a top on it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you
Dax
need to
kind of
carry
looks
carry
around.
it awkwardly in front of you for the rest of the campaign.
Well, I was wondering whether I take it now or wait. So,
Keep it for when you need it, my friend.
thank you.
Dax
Thank
kind
you
of like
very
shuffles
much.
around in her pockets a little bit and pulls out a candle, puts it on the table. I got you a present too. It's a candle.
It lights, and she says, "Thank you. A most noble gift, but not necessary."
It's the kindness of my heart, truly.
Yes, Dax, and I'll pet Dax. Pat, not pet.
It's gonna be some. How many deception checks do you want to roll today? So,
Okay.
goodbye, Dax. Goodbye, Marielle.
Oh, I thought we were doing a gift exchange.
I think we have exchanged gifts. Your kindness is not needed.
I put the candle back in my pocket.
And she
So much for a gift.
She laughs slightly and says, "I knew you were going to do that."
Me. I leave.
And
Goodbye,
come
goodbye,
on.
goodbye, Gallus. Goodbye,
Yes.
Forgotten.
We came with another seeking your advice. May she be allowed to enter?
Who is this other? Ah,
Luna.
the cursed child.
Oh no.
I am afraid her fate is beyond even my vision.
Oh.
She may come if she wishes, but I fear I will have no answers for her. Her destiny is hidden, unclear.
She may wish to hear this for herself. And with that, I step out the room.
Yeah, I'm heading out.
I'm already out.
Yep.
Okay, you're now standing outside. You can see the Vistani are trying to talk to Ismark and Irina, and she's standing stern-faced, hand on hip, hand on sword hilt, and Ismark's sort of trying to do the lad thing and sort of like, yes, of course, fine wine, fine, but looking very nervous.
I'm just going to step to the side of the tent and then motion to Isma to enter. Isma.
He looks weary for a moment, and then looks back to this group of Vistani that he's speaking to, and seems to decide that one is better than the other, and heads towards the tent. Irina follows him, and they go in, and the tent closes, falls shut behind them.
Oh.
The Vistani all stand looking expectantly. Even the horses at the river are like standing, staring at you. Can we get you something to eat, travelers? You're welcome at our fire.
Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much.
Perhaps
Yeah.
the bard could share a story.
I'll look at Audric.
Yeah.
And you can see
What would you
immediately
what?
they begin to look excited, and they all like gather around, sitting on the various logs around the fire. Some of them jump up onto the roofs of the carts, and they're glancing at you. Go ahead,
Getting
bard.
ready.
Tell a story.
I'm gonna tell them a story about a goblin and a black spider, and how I saved the day.
Right. I want a. Are you trying to do this with a flourish, or are you just telling them it straight?
Oh no, I'll be with a flourish.
Oh.
Voices.
Right. I want a
everything.
performance check and then a deception check, please. Thank you.
Not quite how I remember this going down.
Yeah.
With the
Terrible.
deception check with disadvantage, because Dax has just said that's not how I remember that happening. As you're telling the story, Dax is like sitting beside you, like shaking her head.
Bryn whispering to her that
I got a nat
Crit
one
fail.
for my deception then.
You can see them looking amongst each other. What was your performance?
12,
12.
which is also bad.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
a 2.
For natural storytellers, a 12 isn't that impressive. Right.
I have a plus 10.
Oh.
You can see them looking, and they've enjoyed the story, but like they're nudging each other and then like nodding their heads towards Dax, and the rest of the party like staring at you, sort of squint-eyed, like what the heck are you talking about? And you can see.
Are you not entertained?
Oh, we're entertained, Bard. We all live a fairy tale as much as the next man, eh, lads? Ha ha ha! And they all begin like elbowing and jostling each other. A black spider, indeed. Very good, Bard.
Oh.
Suppose not all bards can tell true stories, eh? Not enough stories to go around these days. How about we tell you a story, Bard? Add it to your collection.
Yes, please.
Although
I would.
try and remember the details now. Don't go changing it and putting yourself in any of the important roles. You understand?
Oh, please. That what
get
makes
my-
it good.
I get my calligraphy kit out so that I can take notes.
Very well. Where shall we begin, lads? At the beginning, and they all like crowd round this one who seems to be the spokesman for the group. They all sort of crowd round. A mighty wizard came to this land over a year ago now. I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing. A very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the devil Strahd, stirred them with thoughts of revolt, and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror. A few stood their ground, and were never seen again, unless you hang around Barovia in the darkest nights. The wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes, I did. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon the wizard. Yet by his magic he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for his body to see if, he had anything of value. But the river Ivlis had already spirited him away. And you can see them all sort of nodding solemn approval. It's true, I saw it with my own eyes.
Marvelous. Strahd
And-
killed revolting wizard. I write that down. Got it.
Insight check. Did they actually see it?
Make an insight check if you want, yeah.
Nope, natural one.
You're aghast. The story is it just seems like he's drawing a word picture for you so pure that it can be nothing but the truth.
Wow. Now that's how you tell stories, Audric. That was amazing. Whew.
You can see the rest of them as he's been telling the story. They're like, oh, it was this story, and they're excited about it, and then their heads fall. Almost a shared memory.
Aww. Come
Has
now.
nobody heard of this wizard since? Is he definitely gone?
Oh, boy, sure he is. I've seen him thrown from the cliffs myself. I'm surprised he survived for that long.
Say, lads, I have a game that I'd like to play with you guys.
Right.
I look
right.
at him.
Barovia Word Association. So I'm going to say a word, and then you're going to tell me the most Barovian thing, like area or something like that, that kind of corresponds with that. So, like, for example, let's say I said camp. You might say Madame Eva's camp. Something like that.
Madame Eva's camp's not a word. It's a sentence.
I said camp. You would associate that. It doesn't have to be a word. It can just be like a place in Barovia that you associate with a description that I give.
And how do we win this game?
Well, so I'm gonna ask you, the person who just asked that, and if all your friends say that you're right, if you have every single person say, yep, that makes sense, then you win the game.
This feels like a trick.
But I'm a paladin. I would never kill you.
Right, so let me get this clear. I win the game by you say a word, I say anything that I want, and then all I have to do is get my friends to agree with me. My friends who don't know you, but know me. If they agree with me, we win.
The round.
Well, I mean, like, are you saying that you'd lie to us, or is...
No, I'm saying my friends would obviously agree with me if it meant us winning the game.
Oh, that's pretty dishonest. I thought you...
I could say
My
anything
bad.
I wanted.
No, sorry, my mistake. I thought you were honest people, so I thought, in the spirit of sportsmanship, you'd do the right thing. But obviously that's not the case. So
And you can see a couple of the men now
begin
begin to look at each other, and a couple of the larger men stand up and put their hands on their scimitars. And are you calling the Vistani dishonest? Is that what's happening here?
That's what you just called yourself.
No, I thought you said we were playing a game, and now you're just insinuating
Yeah,
the
no,
Vistani are a dishonest people.
whoa. I said that we'll play a game, and you said, oh, well, if we play a game, but my friends are going to do something dishonest that might give me an advantage in this game. I made no mention of that whatsoever. You're the one who brought that up.
He's
You're
right, folks. And so we should all sit down and just be friends. There's no reason for us to pick fights now.
I'm
Wanna play a
sorry.
game.
I'm sorry, milady. I think your friend has tried to lure us into some sort of silly game, and then when we didn't want to play, he's insinuated that
Want to play?
we're somehow dishonest for finding a way to win a frankly stupid game.
Yes, I know. He likes these stupid games. Shh.
I just think these games are
I'm
stupid.
sorry,
I think they're
Gallus.
fun.
I'm sorry. I really like the other
Gallus
game you played too.
and
Yes.
You're not,
Yeah.
and you can see them like
Ah,
looking at each other and like puffing their chests out, like in sort of mild confusion and sort of not bluster, and a couple of them are like trying to calm the other ones down as Gallus walks off onto the
come,
road.
come. And I'm doing damage repair.
And one of them like sort of unpuffs his chest out and fixes his jacket a little bit, takes his hand off his scimitar. I'm sorry, milady,
Yeah.
but people have things to say about the Vistani that aren't true. They look at our clothes and our traditions and think we're strange.
I
We're
like your
thieves.
clothes and your traditions.
Thank you.
And your
So do
you
we.
you seem like a very obliging people from the ones that we've met so far. Why don't we sit down and Audric, could you sing a silly song for us?
Certainly can.
I much prefer those.
Right. Shall we get your huffy friend back?
He'll come
Let
back.
him wander.
Yeah.
Wander.
It's always
would-
best.
And he like glances over his shoulder and like, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd recommend you get your friend back. I wouldn't go
Yeah.
sending someone off into the mists. Well,
Oh, okay. And I'll walk over then. And
I'm just leaning on a tree, like sort of like throwing a rock in the air and catching it.
yeah.
Not bothered at all.
it's not safe out here.
I'm keeping watch. Don't worry about it. But I don't want to cause any more fracture. I didn't even mean to. Honestly, I didn't even say anything. They just got all defensive.
No, I understand, and I agreed with you. But
I'll just be right here around the corner.
okay.
I don't want to cause any more fuss.
Okay. Well, I'm going to see about a sing along. Why don't you come back while we're being silly? And I come, and he's just back there. He didn't go far.
And they sort of glance over their shoulder and right you are then. So, I believe the bard was going to sing us a song, bard. Aye, sing us a song, bard. Make it better than your story. Sing us a song, bard.
Mhm.
Sure. I sing a song.
What is your song about? Tell me. What is your song about?
Oh. Muriel asked me for a silly song.
Yes.
So I sing the song about Pip eating a spider.
I'll ask for a instrument from her, and I will. Oh, look at
I
that!
left them all on the donkey, Mary. I'm really sorry.
Oh,
You got one. I know. We've got
Well-
the accordion. The accordion guy.
Oh, you know how to play the accordion, do you? Well, very well.
No,
And hands it
no,
over
you-
to Audric.
no.
Carry on,
And
bard. I told you
and
bards
I
could play
asked-
any instrument. I told
I
you bards
asked
could play
for
any
it.
instrument.
You could play with us. You play, and I'll play along.
Sing along.
Play and
Come,
sing
it's not.
at the same time.
Oh, come on.
You know how it works, right? You
There it
play and
is.
Sing at the same time. That's what you do.
That's what I want.
Performance check.
I just, yes.
Are you playing?
Choose one.
So what are you? What are you? Are you singing along, Marielle? Or are you playing the accordion? Or are you playing? What are you playing?
Going to try to play the accordion and knowledge of the ages. I haven't used this in a while.
Like you're proficient with accordions now.
Yes. Yes, look at my channel divinity.
What's your? You know how it works. So just didn't see it coming. Uh, Performance check with advantage, Marielle, and Audric.
How do I do that?
Performance in your skills on the left hand side of your character sheet.
But okay, but that's not with
It automatically rolls advantage. You just take the higher of the two rolls.
okay, so it's 15.
So you, much to their surprise, much to everyone's surprise actually, uh,
Yep.
you see Marielle taking this thing, looking it over, glancing at the different keys and buttons on this quite strange, complicated looking instrument, and immediately begins belting out this awesome tune on it, which Audric joins in, and within moments the Vistani are clapping along and cheering and
Yes.
laughing aloud. Uh, a beautiful performance that's only interrupted by the winds picking up. The mist begins to whip and swirl about you. The tents begin to flap, and uh, Madam
Hmm.
Eva's tent bursts open, and Irina comes strolling out with a face like thunder. And Ismark comes out behind her looking a bit browbeaten, and the tent falls shut, and Irina stomps off beside the lake, uh, clenching her fists and pacing back and forth angrily. Ismark, Irina, don't, Ismark. And
Don't go too far.
she like goes
It's
to
not
walk off
safe.
again and then stops and sort of clenches her fists and then like sits down. Just leave me alone, Ismark. I do not wish to speak. And Ismark like turns and walks back up. And the Vistani all like look at each other awkwardly. And fate can be a fickle mistress, I'm afraid. Not everybody likes what they hear.
Yep.
Thank you for the song, Bard. You're welcome to stay for the evening if you wish. And
I
your
hand back the
and your racist friend.
Which one?
that's what I was thinking.
And they look at each other very seriously for a moment and then burst out laughing. We're Vistani. We're used to it. People think that travelling folk are nothing but wasters. We're used to it. You're all welcome to stay.
Thank you.
What about you, young lad? And they turn towards Pip, who's just been by turn getting like coming out and standing in the open to gaze at these brightly dressed men and then like hiding behind Dax again. And when the song was playing, you could see his little toe tapping, and again he dashes behind Dax to hide. I'm Pip. Nice to meet you, Pip. Would you like some soup? Uh, yes, please. And they like get like a wooden bowl out and pour this big from a cauldron beside the fire. Give him a big bowl of soup. He's very happy. Tastes just like my mum's.
Aw.
Oh.
Um,
So the evening is wearing on. There's a few more hours in the day. You can maybe travel if you so wish, or you're welcome to stay with the Vistani.
Before we leave the camp, I would at some point try to make my way over to either Audric or Mariel,
Mhm.
whichever one's like closer or less busy. And I'd yeah, which one would that be?
I think in the hubbub, you can people are sort of moving about. The people going into the carts and coming back out. You can sort of pick your target. You're not. I don't think you're trying to sneak around the camp here, are you? You're just trying to find an opening to make your
Yeah,
way to someone.
yeah, just to have like a quick private conversation.
You can time it to speak to whoever you wish.
Uh, I guess Mariel, since Audric might be a bit more preoccupied. Bant.
mhm.
Mariel, just if you would for just a moment.
Yes, I'll go over to him.
So the game that I was just trying to play, I just wanted to see what it might mean to like what the marshiest area in Barovia might be.
The mo-
That was something that the fortune teller said. So I just wanted to know where that might be. It could
ah,
lead us to our first sort of destination. If you
yes.
could like sort of slip that in somewhere, maybe try and weasel that into a conversation somewhere, it would probably be helpful.
are
Okay. Yes, you're right. Master of the Marsh. Kneeling woman with the Master of the Marsh knows who. Yes, that would be a very good idea. And I will use the jollity, the jolliness that I have hopefully
Garnered
helped
from
along. Garnered. Thank you. Good. Thank you, young boy. I'm sorry, my memory is not good. Um, um, and and say to somebody, what's the land like around here? You travel. Um, we've got to look for a marsh and a tower on a lake and gee, I don't want to know where the King of Spades is, but the the Master of the Marsh and the tower on a lake would be really nice. And I'll ask people around me, having announced um,
and you can see
having
them
announced that to people around.
sort of looking amongst each other and sort of rubbing their chins. And tower on a lake. The only tower I can think of is Castle Ravenloft, but they don't know
Ugh,
lakes. Master of the
Castle Ra
Marsh. There's a town not far from here, Berez. It's pretty marshy land round about.
Okay. I, I I think that's what our dragon friend over there was trying to pry out of pry out of you. It's always better just to ask. But
Yeah.
he's young, he doesn't know. And I pat whoever I've got next to me.
Uh,
Castle Ravenloft, that's not a good place, is it? That's where that
no,
bad guy,
not even the Vistani would go there, one of them says.
right? Bad place. We need that's a last resort.
I would imagine that would be most people's last resort, yes. Last destination, more likely.
Yes, probably. Well,
Saying
we'll
that,
see how it goes.
you
Thank
can't.
you.
Easy to get lost in the mist around here. Castle Ravenloft. You don't need to walk for too long before it appears out of the mist. Always appears to be looming about there.
Yeah, I get that. We don't like looming houses. We've had a bad or castles or houses. Bad experience with that.
Sounds like another story.
Yeah, it does. You don't want me telling a story. I forget everything.
And he laughs. A warm, hearty laugh.
Yes. And I'm smiling and patting shoulders.
Back to the patting with Mariel.
Oh, absolutely. She she likes to talk and pat.
And the man you're speaking to, the man who answered your question, says, "Aye, Berez would probably be your best bet. East as the crow flies, but you'll there's no straight line between here and there. What with the mountains and the marsh, but or west, sorry, it's west.
Oh, thank you, because we were supposed to look west.
There's not much there, I'm afraid. I think I believe the village is still there, but there's not much of it left. The marsh seems to have swallowed it up.
Mars is swallowed, and that's Perez. Okay. Mars may have swallowed. Well, I guess we know our general direction. Once we leave, you don't mind us staying overnight? I'd actually like a nice big fire and not have to worry about us taking watch.
You're welcome to stay. The the boys here will take watch, and you can help out or sleep soundly. The carts are full, I'm afraid, but you're welcome to set up your sleeping stuff. Set camp at the edge of the lake. You'll be quite safe with the Vistani.
Thank you. That I figured that. And I'm gonna wander over to Elena once she's had some time.
And as you approach from behind, she sort of nervously glances over her shoulder and flinches slightly.
Oh,
Mary,
honey, what's the matter?
I do not wish to talk about it. That old witch, she knows nothing of what she speaks.
Okay. Well, sometimes we don't like what we hear, but we have the choice to listen or not.
I choose to
You're
listen. I choose to listen and to ignore.
there you go.
There are plenty of
That's all right.
crazy people in Barovia.
Ain't it the truth? There's crazy people everywhere. Why don't you come by the fire? It's nice.
I'm good where I am. Thank you, Marielle.
Did you have something to eat?
I bring my rations. I will eat when I'm hungry. And you? Did you find what you seek?
We found some information, so that's better than when we got here.
And did it satisfy you? Did you like what you
No,
heard?
no, you don't let anything satisfy you. You gotta keep on moving and look for more.
And she nods contemplatively. Yes, I suppose you are right. Take my
Take what
brother,
you're given.
Ismark, ensure that he eats. He worries. He will pace himself to death one of these days. Now that his father is dead, I fear he wishes to pick up that mantle.
And you're done being told what to do, huh?
And for the first time in a while, she sort of cracks a smile, and I've always been done being told what to do. I was born.
Good girl, and I'll pat her shoulder.
And she sort of glances at your hand as you touch and like, smiles again and nods companionably. Are we,
And I'll move
are we staying here? It is getting dark.
for the night. I'd like that. I don't want to have to. I want a good night's sleep where I feel safe. There's enough people to take watch, and I'm going to set up my bedroll right by the fire and warm these old bones.
Rest how
As you
you
turn
rest.
around, I'm already licked out, and one of the logs just passed out, snoring away in front of the fire.
Yeah. I'll go to what is the guy with the sad eyes. No, the worried eyes. That's what I wrote down the first time. Anyway, first time I saw him, and say, come.
Ismark?
What is your name? Ismark, Ishmael, Ismark.
Call
Whatever.
me Ismark.
Okay, okay, Ismark. Come get something to eat, and I'll like try. I'm
And like
patting his arm and grab it and kind of
yeah.
try to pull him over.
As soon as you say that, he like raises a finger to like say, "Oh, but Irina," and then as you sort of pat him, he feels like he's sort of like a man who's used to being browbeaten by women and sort of oh, yes, very very well. I suppose she will be all right for a time. And comes over and
Yes,
sort of
we
awkwardly,
can see her from here.
you can see the Vistani sort of make a path to let him through, and he sits down in the log and tries to like nod at them. They sort of silently nod back, seeing that he's nervous.
Yes, and I'll get him a bowl of soup if we've passed the bowl around.
And
Whoever's
he takes a few soft spoonfuls first, and then within minutes you can see he's wolfing this stuff down. He looks by his very appearance and by the way he's eating this soup that he hasn't eaten a solid meal in a long time. He's always got one eye glancing at the Vistani and the other one glancing at Irina and where she's sitting. Every now and again the
yeah.
mists thicken and he goes to stand up in a panic, only to catch her through the mist again and let out a sigh and sit down again.
I'll go around and ask, say to the party more or less what I've said. If you don't mind, I'd like to stay here for the night where it's warm and they can watch. I do trust them. And we can start fresh in the morning. This is to the party. Say, okay, Dax, that's fine. I'm gonna get some sleep though.
Okay. If you would like
I'm gonna take some soup and I'm gonna go over to Irina.
Okay.
Put you some hot food. You look pretty pissed off.
And she sort of looks at it and then looks you up and down and then goes to like almost wave her hand away to like wave you away and you can see her like nose rise as she catches it. She lets out a sigh and takes it from you. Thank you, Audric.
That's okay. You know, my great grandma, she was a fortune teller. She had a crystal ball. I was never allowed to look at it. And once I peeked underneath it, and she hit me so hard with a wooden spoon, I swear I can still feel it. It was all smoke and mirrors. She had like string tied to her feet so she could slam doors, and she had like a little like puffer thing so she could snuff out candles with, so and it looked like the wind had done it. I don't put much stock in things old ladies with magic tricks.
You can see
Say.
her maintaining your eye contact, and there's a moment's silence as you can see this sort of rolling over in her head. And no, nor do I.
No.
Madame Eva has quite the reputation, but she must be wrong. She must be. Thank you for the soup, Audric.
That's okay. Come and you gonna come a little closer? Like
No. And she turns her
Right.
back to you again and like begins to really inelegantly slurp at this soup.
wow. It's just getting dark, and you know, stuff might happen. Might be, safety in numbers.
Yes, I will be fine. What the old woman says, it is will make no difference in the end anyway. And if she's a trickster, like you say, then I have nothing to worry about.
Okay.
The horses will keep me company. I am still within hailing distance of the camp. I appreciate your concern.
Okay.
My bedroll.
And unless there's anybody else has anything they want to do, we'll do our night preparations.
Sure.
I'm already out for the count, snoring away after a hearty meal.
Yeah. I
As the night goes on, the Vistani, one or two of them, you can hear them singing. It sound to be what we would recognise as perhaps a sea shanty or a travelling song, something that's more rhythm than actual content. It's just to keep a pace, to keep a beat going. None of them are particularly good singers, but one or two have a nice lilt.
mm,
You can hear from within one or two of the carts as the night goes on. Perhaps a woman's laughter here, or a man shouting there, a child crying. As the night passes off, you set up your respective watches. You still set up your watches?
I would like to keep watch.
Yeah.
oh man,
Uh,
if I don't keep watch, that'll make everybody else have to watch longer, won't it?
Well, it's up to Marielle in the moment.
What would Marielle do?
What would Marielle do? I'm gonna get a bat.
Marielle,
I'm gonna get us all an armband that says that
Yeah.
WWMD.
don't forget to what? Ow. Ow.
WWMD. What would Marielle do?
Oh.
We're all getting a bracelet with that on.
Ah. Marielle would make sure that she got her watch and so that everybody could get enough sleep. So, but it's not going to be the first watch because I'm tired and full and getting warm.
Another restless night falls over the party, and
Taxes first.
if we can, I will take a 5-minute break there because I've just got healed from my beloved. So we'll take a break there and we'll pick it up in 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, no
Did you
worries.
get a beer or
No, someone just came in and went, I need to speak to you. I need to speak to you now. So I need to go.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll be back
Okay.
in 2. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
We back?
As the night, we're back. As the night passes on, you take your separate watches. You all wake. Almost everyone, as you pass on to wake the next person, they awake with a start, with a fright, as though having some sort of horrible dream. But no memories come. Just this horrible, horrible sinking feeling in your stomach. That feeling perhaps we've all had at some point. This impending doom that you have that lingers in the lower abdomen somewhere.
Hmm. And I was hoping for a good night's sleep.
Even the little light that is cast through the mist heralds the call of what passes for sunlight in this place. There's a relief comes over the party.
When the
This,
sun comes up.
the Vistani, you see, doesn't seem to affect them so much. They seem to sleep soundly. Those that stay around the campfire and nod off sitting up or curl up beside the fire seem to sleep soundly. A couple of them snore with too much mead. Most sleep
Mm-hmm.
silently. As you wake in the morning, uh, Ismark, looking more tired than ever, approaches the party. So now we can be on our way to take Irina to Valakai. You have found what
Where's
you seek here.
where's Valakai?
Valakai is far to the west. It's the furthest place from Ravenloft.
Okay, well, we should be heading west also. And I will go over to Dax and say, I've been thinking about it, and I know you said that you were worried that somebody was going to steal Pip. I do have a spell that will keep him undetectable for 8 hours. Do you think that's a good idea? Okay. And I will cast non-detection. Okay. And what's the other thing? Oh, and I'm going to give Gallus the potion of heroism. And you need to read it because it's not what the spell is. It's 10, it's like my aid. It's like 10 extra hit points. But
Okay, so you can drag it from the compendium onto your character sheet, or just write it into your character sheet. So you'll be leaving us this morning, traveling on then, yes? Was
yep,
one of the main speakers from last night. We wish you well in your travels.
thank you.
We generally move about, but Serpool, for as long as we're with Madame Eva, Serpool is somewhere we like to revisit. Vistani get the wanderlust, you understand. I
Oh,
think
yes, I
a
understand.
day in the road and we're able to settle again. Yep. If you ever come here and we're not here, we'll be back within a few days.
Ah, okay, so we can come so we can come back to visit. That's nice. And I pat the guy on the shoulder.
And he pats you back companionably and sort of looks you in the eye and again, good luck in your travels. I hope you find what you seek and sort of has this big genuine smile on his face. But as he turns away, his head drops and you can see there's a doubtful resignation to his expression, and he shakes his head slightly and walks back to the fire and begins tending it.
Okay.
As the rogue asks, "Do you have anything to sell that would help us?" He says, "No, you're welcome to take a couple of canteens of soup with you if you'd like, but we have nothing to sell. We're simple people. Some of us are traders, but we others, most of us, live just within our means by choosing. You understand? We have nothing, no need for the fancier things of life.
Uh,
I've got a candle too.
no take candle.
It's a great thing for. Okay, bye."
Right.
So, as you
So,
with the dawn, pack up and head off.
yep, heading west. This we're actually by a lake. Do you wanna, if we can, stay by the lake looking for a wizard tower?
Fantastic idea. Why not? We'll coast along the shore.
Not too much of a fan of the water. Too easy to drown.
And I'll look at him and say, "We know. We can tell."
Yes, yes.
Oh, that'd be such a good twist, Dax. That would be such a good twist. Oh yeah, he's wearing a beard of disguise. Oh, that's so good.
We lost another companion who was afraid of water. Is that you in there? Give him a good stare.
Is your dog barking, Meg?
Yeah, she said before.
Oh, the pup. Depending on how bad it is, you're alright. If it's barking every now and again, it's alright. Don't worry about it too much. Don't you missing anything.
No, it's real bad, and I have him in my crate, on his crate now too, which is right beside me. Like he's being a dick right now.
Well,
He's young, he's still getting used to new environments. It'll take him a while to settle in.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But like Eric's in a meeting right now and can't deal with him, and I'm playing
Yes.
D&D, and it's just you can hear him. Like it's not.
You're also in a meeting. No, I appreciate the consideration. So as the party packs up and heads off down the old road, one of the Bastani, as you're just about to hit the road, approaches the one who seems to be perhaps not the leader. They seem to have some sort of self-sufficient. They take it in turns tending the fire and doing the duties round about, picking up the logs, getting new wood. But the one that's done most of the speaking this evening approaches Gallus as Gallus is about to leave, and you feel a hand on your shoulder. And says, Gallus, I believe it is.
Yep. How can I help?
Uh, Apologise if there was a misunderstanding last night, you understand, but there's many around here, well, not so much around here, but in the rest of the world, I guess, who aren't too keen in the Vistani. It's easy for us to take offence whenever we're shunned by most people. In future, if you have a question, you might be best asking it. The Vistani are either honest or not. And I guess, like most people, there's no way of really knowing, but a straight question will lot more often than not get you a straight answer, whether you like it or not.
Mm.
I will take your advice on board. My apologies if I offended. I meant no harm, and I hope in retrospect you look back at the conversation and can see the same.
And he sort of pats you on the shoulder and says, I can't, but I wish you well on your travels nonetheless.
Gotta shakes his head and just
And the guy like chuckles and walks, and as he walks away, you can hear him like, "Holy men, they're all the same."
Mhm.
And goes back to the fire, and as you're walking off, you can see that they don't even look around to watch you go. Once farewells are done, they go back, and you can hear them talking and sort of laughing amongst themselves. You hear the
Take care of the fire.
accordion spring up as you disappear into the mist. The lake continues on for only perhaps another less than an hour before it turns into a broad river. You can just see the far bank through the mist, but the lake is
It's heading west.
it's heading west for now. Yes, as you
Awesome.
follow the trail. This trail less solid than the road that you were on, more of a traveler's trail for carts and such, a dirt track. But
Is the river
eventually,
going west or to the lake?
the river
Away.
currently is going, from what you can tell, again, it's hard to get direction here, but it appears to be going northwest.
No, no. I mean, which way is it flowing?
No, it's flowing the other direction. It's flowing from the west
Okay, into the lake.
into the lake. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Let's see. Just get my ducks in a row here.
Okay. And no wizard tower. Kind of marshy.
No wizard tower. No marsh.
No marsh. Okay.
As you follow the road, eventually you come to a large bridge, and as you see it appear through the mist, you begin to hear what sounds like the crashing of water.
Hmm.
Yeah, the bridge the seems to join up with the main road again, uh,
So we
and
go over the bridge.
the bridge if you so wish. You can hear that the waterfall comes from further west. There's a trail that appears to, and even more of a muck trail that leads through the woods in the direction of this waterfall. There's the mount the bridge.
Check for traps.
I wonder where this bridge leads. It seems no matter which way we go, we end up in the thick fog.
Yep. Dax, you gonna check for traps? Yep.
Okay, go for it. The bridge, sort of a short but sturdy stone bridge. You discern no traps.
Okay. Over the bridge.
Trip trap.
Trip trap, trip trap.
Not. No. Not. No, not. No, not any trap.
Not any traps here.
So the water is crashing against the bridge, but we hear like
The water's not crashing against the bridge. It's coming sort of far from the west. Not
okay.
Or not too far from the west. It's obviously within hearing distance as you travel on.
Okay.
And for the sake of anybody that might be watching, we'll leave you there and put a party token down on the big map. You are.
There's a big map.
Oh, there's a big map. There's a big map for idiot DMs.
Ah.
You don't need to agree with that. Thanks, Mario. Yep.
Say something worth disagreeing with then.
You travel on for. You've been traveling for perhaps half a day now, and you travel on as the mist begins to thicken, or perhaps it's not thickening. Perhaps it's just the sun going down and the angle it's slanting at. I discern not traps. Nice.
No. No. look for a place to camp?
The ground begins to rise. The day's not over yet. You can camp whenever you want, but the ground begins to rise, almost rise. It's almost as soon as you cross the bridge, and you're rising up into sort of what are small foothills going into large mountains almost, and you're traveling through a pass between them. Even here in the mountains, the forest and the fog are have this feeling of the inescapable. Ahead, the dirt road splits into two, widening towards the east. There you see patches of cobblestone, suggesting that the eastern branch was once an important thoroughfare, as you've come to a crossroads.
Can we hear the bells that were just...
No, that's just Serenscape being awesome. I feel that was inappropriate.
Is there a branch that goes more west, looking at the sun, or the glow that's somewhat?
It appears to be setting on the west in the direction that you're intending to go, but the path you're going is currently leading you, from what you can tell, north. What you assume to be west and north.
Up?
Up.
North and west. Well, you guys want to
We have
strike off?
one that goes northwest and the other one that goes west.
The fork in the road. One of them. No, let me clear. The sun appears to be setting on the west. The path you're just approaching, this fork in the road that you can just see heading off to the east, appears to be one that looks like it was quite an important road at once. The other one appears to be what you know as northwest. You can just see this fork in the road begin to appear. Some of the cobbles even under your feet in this sort of broken road that you're traveling on, you can see now that some of what would have been the original road has been preserved somewhat here. Larger cobbles, less mud caked around them, and that seems to take a veer to the east, but this is just at the edge of your vision at the moment.
What do you think, guys?
Well, we want to go west.
Yeah.
Northwest is
But this
Close.
place is tricky. You can never be sure where you are going.
Well, right now that we still have some what looks like the sun, so we kind of know what direction we're going, which is nice because if there's no sun, you can't. Oh God, cat. We are owned by our animals, not the other way around.
Are you sure?
Oh yes, I'm positive you haven't met my cat. Well, he's trying to meet you right now.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
As you approach the crossroads, perhaps having this discussion, you do notice that um, parked at the fork of the road, pointed east, is a large black carriage, which appears to be drawn by two large black horses. The horses snort puffs of steamy breath into the chill mountain air, and the side door of the carriage swings open silently.
I would like to approach slowly and look inside.
Okay. How close do you get before you look inside?
Gallus being cautious? What is this new thing?
I'm the first one up there, so like, yeah, close enough to see if there's a person. Like, I guess it would be more or less like maybe 5 feet out the door.
In the mist, you would need to get sort of 15, 10 feet to be able to see
Let's say 10
inside.
feet, 10 feet away from the door.
Okay, make me a perception check just to be sure. As you approach, it appears to be empty, but you may make me a perception check. As you get closer and you're gazing in, your eyes get used to the darkness within. It appears to be these large, as I'm sure you've seen a carriage before, leather covered seats covered in some sort of dark hide, but it appears otherwise to be empty. The one thing you do notice is the mist does not seem to penetrate inside this. It seems to swirl at the door. Not blown by some breeze, but as though it's brushing against a solid wall.
Is there like a note or like some kind a letter or something around?
No, I would have told you about
Um,
that.
Okay.
Which way's it heading?
Can we hear if there's anything else round about other than the horses? Can we hear like movement in the bush or anything like that?
You hear nothing. Just this carriage sitting, pointing east.
Pointing east. Towards
Is
the
there any
cobblestone.
markings on the carriage?
No, it does look like it's done in the same sort of Gothic style as everything in this. The attire and the houses in this area, something alien, or what we would know as Gothic, but alien to you guys, alien to the characters. It looks like it's, even though it's strange to you, looks like it's owned by someone of great wealth and it's maintained well. The horses large and healthy, black flanks, stare straight ahead. They do not seem bothered by the people here. As Pip sort of like hunkers behind Dax, and I've never seen horses so big before. They're so big. Can I touch them, Dax?
I am not going to tell
I like how
Dax
we've gone.
not to get in there.
Oh, okay. And yeah, Gallus, as you stand there this close, you're a knight. You've been
Ooh.
trained. Horses are skitterish, or at least those that are war trained are aware of their surroundings.
I'm going to back away.
Hmm.
That's part of me that this seems odd. I'm not interested in this garage. We best be ignoring it.
Me either. It's. I
I'm
want to
going
go in
to
the
ignore
opposite
him
direction.
and and take a much closer look at the carriage.
Okay. How would you like to
To the
proceed?
point where
I am tempted.
I'm gonna go up to the carriage and run my hands along the carriage to see if it's actually there or whether or not it's an illusion. And when I
Alice,
get to the door, I actually want to put my head inside to have a look.
Okay, go for it. Make my perception check, just out of tradition. You walk up and you run your hands along the side of the carriage, and it is indeed solid under your hands. You can feel a slight moisture on the carriage from where the mist has sort of moistened it, but not what you would expect given how dense the mist has gotten as the evening has worn on. As you peer inside, it looks something which is perhaps alien to Forgotten. It looks like the carriage of, again, a wealthy merchant, a nobleman, perhaps a lord.
Hmm.
This may provide us with faster travel, people. There does not seem to be an owner around.
Yep, it's heading in the wrong direction though. You want to go east?
But it's a carriage, we can simply turn it around.
Can I cast detect magic on it, please?
Of course you can, yeah.
Yeah, mine is 10-minute long. Yeah.
The carriage appears to be mundane, however, the horses glow with a purple aura, a dark purple aura. You would recognize this, something that you know perhaps only from your training. Not sure it's something you've ever encountered that often, but it appears to be necromantic magic.
Oh, I'm not getting in the carriage. Forgotten. Nope.
As you
I-
cast the spell, the horses begin to
Big
like
fat nope.
whinny and like chitter amongst themselves and like like kick at the ground with their front paws.
This is going to be faster travel to quite possibly our death. So
Certainly are nuts.
no, thank
No,
you.
this is the road to hell.
I've got Speak with Dead. I wonder if that would work.
I'm gonna climb into the carriage and start rummaging around in the carriage to see if I can find any like scraps of paper or anything to try and denote who the owner is.
Okay, go for it.
Forgotten.
Make me an investigation check. As you step
Ooh,
as you step into the carriage, there appears to be no boxes or like storage of any note, but you do notice now that you're inside, sitting with your back to the perhaps you sit on one of the chairs. You can see there's a large crest on the back wall, all just like carved into the wood. And I will see if I can find you that crest actually. In fact, you will not recognize this crest. Um, Let me see. But other members of the party. It appears to
weren't
be like a large set of even you guys can't see it now. A large set of wings with a what appears to be some sort of large eagle or hawk or raven set in front of them, like in a stylized manner. And at the center of these wings are the wings come off what appears to be like a castle tower of some sort. And then there's a raven or a crow or a hawk perched in front of them.
no letters R.
Do
I'm gonna pop my head out the carriage and go. There's a crest in here, but it's not one I've seen before. Care to take a
Bratton,
look?
I think you should get out of there. I don't trust this.
I'll look in the. I'm not getting in, but I'll pop my head in to look at the crest that he's talking about. Have I seen it before?
Make me a history check.
Callus is getting antsy, is powering up his dragging hand.
Let me see. Back to where you are. You have absolutely seen this before. You recognize this crest because you have seen it at least once before. And I will drop it on. I will show it to you now. You remember this crest from your unfortunate visit to what you now refer to as the murder house.
The murder house. Get out now, and I'll pull him. I'll go to pull Forgotten.
Do you allow yourself to be pulled?
No, I don't.
Okay, Marielle, as you reach in, you're either gonna you can manage to grab a hold of him, and you're gonna need to either pull out of her grip or you come with her.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and pull out of a grip because I've not seen this before. I don't know what's panicked him.
The
To me,
murder
it's just like
house.
carriage.
I'm going to say the murder house. Get out now.
Yeah, I've forgotten that was bad shit. Get out, please get out.
Oppose strength checks, please.
I don't have. Oh, we're both at -1, but I got him. Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, you
I
did
was
it.
muted there. As you fall out, she drags you out. The door slams shut behind you, and the horses begin to fret and whinny.
Out, 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 out. Let's head the opposite way. It's going east. We're come, chicks.
What
Trying to
has you
gather
so
people.
panicked? It's just a carriage.
No, it's not just a carriage. The crest that was in there was in the murder house. Remember we talked about that with the it's a horrible place. Horrible place.
I
We barely
assumed that
got
was a
out.
story you made up to try and scare the children.
No, it
No.
was not.
No.
I died. I don't like that.
she got eaten by a tree?
Yeah.
Yes, but you saved me at the end because I was dead.
I did, yeah, saved her twice.
Me too.
Saved
dead
her as
too.
well, and William, who then fucked off. Still a bit bitter about it.
Mhm.
Asshole. I should have
So,
splashed more water on him. Really should have.
what would the party like? Oh, that was cruel. What would the party like to do?
I go wherever the carriage isn't headed.
Yes, the other way.
Direction.
This carriage may be owned by whoever you think has caused issues in the past, but it does not mean it cannot be useful to us. And as I say that, I'm going to try and draw one of the souls from the horses into my amulet.
There you go.
Can I ask Ismark and Irina if they've ever seen this carriage before?
As this has been going on, they are sort of hanging back from the party, and as you ask them that, Irina,
Actually, I don't ask Ismark. I ask Irina because
she shakes her head and
I hate
says,
him.
"This is the furthest I have travelled from Barovia in a long time. Only now with Kolyan's death can I leave."
You keep saying
That's
his
a no
first
then.
name. Like he wasn't your father.
Yes, and she looks down, and Ismark glances at her. Kolyan is not my father. He adopted me.
Ah,
Ah,
Personal.
He's like a father, a good man, you understand, if a little overprotective. And Ismark steps in. How can you say that after what he's done for you? Overprotective. The Dark Lord himself seeks your heart.
so what did he do for her?
He cares for her. He did not wish that she left Barovia, and as you have perhaps seen, the people of Barovia, when they learned of Strahd's desire, they will not speak to her. She has my sympathies. I love her as a sister. And he looks at her and tries to make eye contact, and she drops her head and shakes it. But my father was right to do what he did. He was a kind and
What
good
did he
man.
do?
What did he do?
He did nothing, but refused to let her leave. You have seen my
Ah,
father, even in death. He was not a strong man, at least not for some time now. Irina, there's no shrinking Violet. She can look after
nope.
herself. He did nothing to harm her, you understand. Even
Just
Irina
kept
will
her
agree with
there.
that.
This
I think
story's getting worse.
I think that is reasonable, no? When the Dark Lord seeks the one you love, would you not do whatever it took to keep them safe?
they also have free will though. You can't
Within
just keep
reason.
somebody trapped.
Indeed. And all he ever did was ask her, beseech her, beg her sometimes.
Okay.
She could
Yes,
have
that is
left.
fine.
He did not force her, you understand. I do not want anyone thinking ill of my father. He would not have liked it.
No, we don't think ill of your father.
We do not. I do not recognize that carriage. But I fear who owns it.
Yes,
There are few
I
who keep such wealth in this place.
fear it also. It scared the
I feel
piss
like
out of me.
I feel like that carriage was sent for.
Quite possibly. I don't want to go back in that house again. I don't want to meet the master of that house. If
Can
I
we
can
can
help
we
it.
put it behind us and move on then, please?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
So am I
Yes.
successful in drawing the soul of one of these horses?
As you do that, let me see. What are you gonna make? I feel like I want to let you make a roll, but I don't think there's any roll that's pertinent here. I think as you begin to cast whatever ritual it is that you cast, the horses begin to whinny and fret and buck and rear. The wind begins to pick up and swoop around. The rest of the party can see as you're having this conversation with Ismark and Irina. You look back
Mm.
to see this almost very localized windstorm wrapping around Forgotten and the horses. And eventually it settles again, and the horses settle, and you have not. Whatever you were trying to do, you've never seen a reaction like this before. Normally it happens, or it doesn't, and the horses settle. The carriage is there as it always was. The door now is
Okay.
shut.
And you guys aren't moving so much.
Please,
But I'd like to try something.
I do not wish to rush you, but I fear for my sister.
Irina, do you want to go to Valaki? Because it seems like one oppressor has been replaced by another. And I stare at Ismark really hard.
Yeah, Audric's about to start a feminist movement in Barovia.
Oh,
The first feminist movement. Uh, Ismark like grits his teeth and goes to like step up to like square up to you, and she puts her hand on his chest and says, "Ah, Ismark is stubborn and fearful like his father. But," she says as he goes to open his mouth, "he has only good intentions. Valakai is where my father said, if anything happened to the house of Barovia, Valakai is where I should go. I shall fulfill his last wish, and if that serves no purpose, then I shall. I do not know what I shall do. Perhaps I will. Perhaps I will come with you."
one step at a time, and you're welcome to come with us.
Who said that? Irina.
Irina said that,
Yes.
Okay.
and Ismark is. You can see that while he is taking this protective role, and he will argue with her, when she speaks, she easily silences him,
Yeah.
like in a little brotherly way,
Oh my God.
and he sort of paces back and forward, holding it, like clenching his fists, and like, oh, this is so stupid. Why did you have to go and die, father? I could not tell her what to do. She will not listen to me. You can hear him like muttering to himself as Irina calmly, in this composed manner, tells you about what her intention is. Come, let's move forward. There's no. It is getting dark. There's no point spending any more time here.
Sure.
Sure.
And I'm gonna relent and go with.
As you walk away, you get to just the cusp of where the carriage would be, disappearing into the mist behind you, and you hear the of the carriage
Door
door
open.
opening again.
It's a trap.
You
I'm
travel
gonna
on.
quickly turn around and see if there's anything coming out or going into the carriage.
Perception check.
23.
Nice.
It appears no.
Hmm.
You travel on for, assuming you're traveling on for what would
Yes.
be your normal length of sunlight. You travel on for perhaps another 45 minutes or so, and ahead of the party, you begin to hear this like a coughing just ahead of you from what appears to be the trail now going quite straight from what you appear to be, what sounds to be just off the trail. You hear a coughing and a wheezing and almost a struggling. Come on, you stupid thing. Get. Oh, ah, ah, ah. I will burn you when I get back to the house. Ah.
I'm kind of gonna take Dax, pull her down so I can whisper in her ear. Check this out.
What?
Did you go sneak up and look?
Sure.
Oh, I swear I will chop you up and burn you myself. Ah.
I kind of try to sneak closer to see if I can see whom
Make that roll.
is saying these things. Ooh. 24. So,
And what's the rest of the party do? As Dax
Stop.
hunkers down and shuffles off into the mist.
I'm gonna like stop where I am, but have a look around. See if I can spot anything. Try and see if I can discern what she's going off to try and sneak towards.
Perception check. As you approach, you see very little. The normal. Uh, you're unsure as a man of the wilds whether the mist get thicker in the evening or whether it's just as it gets darker, it's harder to see through. You see an elderly man with white hair and a long white beard. He's got orange tinged skin, and he emerges from the tree line,
No.
wiping his hands, and then looks back, hands on hips, Dax, as you're still stealthing up. I swear this will be the last day you will trouble me. Right, and steps back in again. As you approach further, you can see that there's like a little a cart, like a little pull cart, a little one-man pull cart that has seemingly fallen down into the side of the road, and he's now struggling and fighting with this thing to get it up back onto the road again. The cart appears to be like a tradesman's cart. It's filled with what look to be like fresh fruit, uh, uh, of various colors and origins. Slightly pudgy. He seems to be having a little difficulty with the cart. He looks a bit. He's wheezing and coughing and stopping. To every now and again he kicks one of its wheels and like tries to shove it over in his anger, but he's no more success tossing it over as he does pulling it up out of this sort of muddy ground that he's got it
Uh,
stuck in. And
I
he
pop out
man
of the bush
and
and say, "Hi, I'm Dax. I can
and
help."
he's, come on, you stupid fuck! Oh, the Dark Lord, take me, please! No, I am but a simple tradesman. I have nothing.
Can,
I have nothing but truth. Take it and be on your way. I mean you no harm.
nah. I go to the cart and try to lift it up for him.
Yeah, you easily are able to pull it back out onto the road. You can see that one of its wheels has got stuck in a muddy rut, and you pull it back up onto the road. And he at this whole time he like just begins to like on his butt scrabble away from you through the mud, like wiping his face, his beard and hair getting covered in this mud as he like tries to wipe his eyes to see if you're an illusion. What sort of demon is this the Dark Lord has sent? Please take the cart and leave me.
Oh no,
So-
I'm not a demon.
As soon as I hear Dax talk, okay, come on, guys.
Hey, freak out.
I'm Dax. What's your name?
My name is Brogan. What sort of creature are you, Dax?
Oh, I won't call myself a creature. That's kind of rude. But I'm a Goliath.
You are indeed. And what are you doing here? Why have you come to torment old Brogan?
Well, I'm not tormenting you. I helped you.
And you can see he like sits up. Yes, I suppose you did.
Yeah, suppose I did.
And what do you wish in return, creature? My soul.
Uh,
Hey, don't call
high
her a
five?
creature.
The rest of the party can't hear this. You're too far by. You can just hear mutterings in the distance.
Oh, okay. When I
I
heard,
kind of.
"Hi, I'm Dax."
You'll have heard. You'll have heard the mutterings of a conversation, but this is sort of far enough up the road, a little more than that.
I put my finger to Brogan for a sec, and I whip out my copper mustache. Marielle, it's cool.
Yes.
If you guys want to come in, he's just an old
Okay.
guy with a cart.
What sorcery is this?
Come on, folks. It's an old guy with the cart. Let's join them.
What spell are you casting, you mustachioed fiend?
You know, you're really not very grateful. You know, I helped you and shit, and you're just being really bristly.
I'm not bristly, I'm afraid. Can you not see it? Not understandable. It is enough of a risk to travel the road. The Savage Road is dangerous enough. Without people, creatures sneaking up on them in the darkness.
Fair. I'm sorry. That was my bad. Maybe I shouldn't have popped out in the bushes like that. But I saw that you needed help, so I wanted to help you. I didn't have to help you.
And
I
he
could just
stands
let
up.
you stay there and suffer.
He stands up and begins like trying to brush the mud off his legs, and he ends up brushing more into them. And he's like, "Oh God, my wife will kill me. This will take forever to get out. Do not think me
Where are you
ungrateful,
coming from?
Goliath. I'm coming from Berez, to the west. I go
Belez?
Berez.
Belez.
A village. There is little more. There is little things there. Nothing will grow in the swamp, you understand.
A swamp.
The village we need.
Where's
Yes,
this? We're actually in search of a swamp marsh.
We're looking for the
Thing.
res.
you're in surge, and as the rest of the party approach, he's like, "Ah, what is this? Are they with you, demon?"
Stop calling me demon. I help you. Mary.
I'm sorry. I do not.
She's
And
not a demon.
you can see.
Stop that.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I mean you no harm. Do not harm me.
We're not going to harm you unless you keep being a prick. Whoops. And
I'm not. I'm not a prick. I'm a half elf. We do not have pricks in Barovia, or Goliaths.
that's what she said. Half elf, like myself.
So it would appear
Wait,
you are some sort of priestess, no? And a
is
fine,
Yes.
and a fine
Yes.
visage you cut, my lady. And he like reaches out to take your hand.
And it's full of mud. I'll say I'll shake later after you've found some water.
And he awkwardly like thumbs you up. Very
Yes.
well, my lady.
I'll touch elbows.
Forgive me. You are with the creature, no? And it
Oh,
points to the
She's
Goliath.
not a creature. She's a person,
I'm
just
not,
like us.
I'm sorry. I am not an educated man. I am but a humble farmer. Or actually, I'm quite a good farmer. There are not many people in Barovia that can grow such fine fruit as I. It's
Ah.
nourishing, invigorating. Those in Bereth, they could grow nothing in the swamp. One of my fine plums is enough to sustain him for a day, as a meal would. And you can see like his chest begins to puff out, and then he like looks down at himself covered in mud.
I want to
I
have a look
cast-
at the cart and see if the food is actually decent or whether it's half rotten and things like that.
Make me a survival check, yeah.
You can insight check. I would like to see if this like how full of bluster this guy is.
Yeah, make an insight check. Survival. It does indeed look like beautiful fruit. It looks. You can still see that you've probably seen finer fruit in the land as you're roaming the trails. But given that all the things you've seen growing around here, yeah, this looks fine. The plums are large and juicy. The apples are green and red, and he's got some pears in that are probably the biggest pears you've ever seen. With a 22 insight check, you can tell that he is nervous and terrified. There's perhaps a little bit of bluster in his the finest farmer in the land stuff. He's a used car salesman, a used fruit salesman, perhaps.
Is he lying to us?
Ew.
He appears to be telling the truth. He's all full of like he's either on his next sale or trying to get away from the party.
The Vistani have told us that only humans live in Barovia, so I'm going to cast Detect Magic because I am highly suspicious of coming across
for
a non-human.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and the cart are totally covered in magic.
Oh.
Just
What kind of magic
Nice.
is it?
yeah, would I know?
What are the skills of magic again? Illusion magic.
Which is kind of my speciality, really.
Well, as much as you have a speciality, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. I start coughing. Get back. In here. In
And
here.
your friend, he appears to be unwell. Perhaps some of my fruit can help. Come, eat.
I have my water skin to Audric. You have a
No.
cough, buddy?
We're
Tell me.
fine. We've got
I-
water. We
I'd
don't need any
like
fruit,
something.
guys. We don't need any fruit.
You tell me.
I'll take a fruit.
You tell me you're not magic. You tell me you're not demons yet. Your friend here, he cast a spell upon me. What sort of trickery is this? If you mean to kill me,
No
What
harm,
sort
no
of trickery are
foul,
you?
mate. Can I have an apple, please?
certainly you can. And he's like staring at Audric, and he like takes an apple out and tosses it to you.
Don't eat it.
Have you bewitched me?
Don't eat it.
I would like to purify food and drink and see what happens to it.
Within a 5-foot radius.
It doesn't. Nothing appears to happen to it.
Oh,
It appears
free
to
of
just.
poison and
I'll take
disease.
a bite out of it.
Okay.
Taste. Am I dead?
It's just juicy. As you bite into it, it almost bursts like a balloon. The fruit runs down the sides of your mouth. This is the most delicious apple you've possibly ever tasted.
Delicious. Thank you.
And the guy immediately goes back for his cart, and if you will let me pass, I will be on my way.
Where are you going?
I'm going back to Barovia. Perhaps they will buy some of my fruit. But the old hag who sells her pies there, people are getting tired of them. Fresh fruit like mine will sustain them. May I
I'm
pass,
curious.
demons?
That's
Okay, good luck. Bye.
Stop calling us demons, but I am curious. If this land doesn't grow shit, as we have noticed many, many times, Mariel tried to do some foraging once, didn't work out so well. How are you able to grow all of this? This doesn't make sense.
Aha! You see, that is the trick of it. And while I cannot tell you my secrets, you are new to this land, and I suspect not long for this land. As newcomers, especially those that are not, how you say, human. And you can see now, like he says, he's saying it's half elf, but like nothing you've seen that proves that. And he strokes his hair back, and you can see that he does indeed have. He looks human, but he has these little, these elfin ears, and it is the sunlight you see. Nothing grows strong in this without the sunlight coming through. But if you give them enough care, you talk to them, you sing to them, it would you would be amazed what power you can have over something just by singing to it, just by talking to it. Is that not so, Bard?
yes.
He says to Odric.
Takes. Usually there's a little bit of illusion involved as well, which you seem to know quite a lot about as well.
Ah,
Illusion.
with any performance, there is illusion, of course.
Well,
But when you
well,
sing
I
to a
mean,
plant,
that depends.
when you sing to a tree or a tomato plant, it does not know the difference. Perhaps simple creatures are not meant to. Perhaps they are meant to do only as they are meant to do. To grow, to provide, to die.
Hmm. My ears perk up when you say illusion and that he knows a bit about. So I'm gonna guess that that's an illusion. Say, old man, why do you have an illusion on you?
Uh, he says, an illusion. There is an illusion upon me. Is this what you have done?
No, you and your cart, and you had it when we got to you.
This,
Oh, I don't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
yeah, okay. Uh, this is a trick. The bard has cursed me in some way. Gallus,
No,
Gallus,
we didn't do it.
Gallus, make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Sorry? Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, what kind of what did he just
As you cast this spell, beside you, you turn, and Gallus falls to the ground.
I told you
He
not to
just
eat the
keels
frog
over with a heavy clatter of armor, crashes to the ground.
I'm
And
going to cast
the old man, as you look back, you hear the voice, and he says, "Oh dear, it appears that your friend has fallen over.
he
Perhaps he
ate
is
your apple.
perhaps he is
What did you
dead.
do?
Whatever will you do?" And as you glance back at him, Mariel, you can see that he is just like he is outlined in this like red and black fire to you. None of the rest of the party can see this, but there's just this aura of pure evil around him. And he puts his hands to his mouth. Oh my goodness! What an unfortunate. What an unfortunate turn of events that your friend has fallen asleep. Your mighty hero that he has fallen asleep on the ground. Oh, he was going to be your savior. Oh, goodness me. And he begins to like cackle and like falls on the ground and begins like rolling about in the muck laughing.
Okay, and I cast
Oh,
dispel
oh.
magic on him.
Okay, cast the spell magic.
Yeah. On Gallus.
That could be dangerous.
Well, I know, but I was going to cast it on what's his face, but
So cast it, and as you're going
I
through
don't
it,
like the. Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. I forgot.
yeah, because there's a component to that, and as you cast that, he is rolling around on the ground laughing, and you can see that he's laughing so much that he begins to, like scratch at his face and like cut away at his flesh.
Uh huh. If it's third or lower, it's automatic.
Make an ability check with using your spellcasting ability. So make me a wisdom check. And yeah, he's like scratching at his face, and the rest of you
Me?
watch Marielle begins to like move her hands and cast the spell. He begins to like peel the flesh off his face, like pulls eyes out, and almost accidentally in this laughter, and you can see that like his clothes begin to like go saggy as he begins to like almost rot and fall apart.
I start to back away with Pip behind me.
That's the same. Yeah. As this is going on, as you're casting the spell, Gallus is just like lag on the in the ground in a heap. Uh, and the man is like again scratching at his face and cackling and laughing, and then all of a sudden everything stops and he just stands bolt upright. And as he does, all his like skin sloshes off him and just like crashes to the ground. And before the party, you see a familiar figure, the figure of Strahd von Zarovich,
You.
who says to the
Oh
party,
God. I thought that.
"Ah, ah, did you think that the shiny man was going to save you? Is that what it was? Finally, Odric, it is so good to see you again.
Fuck
So,
you.
how are your travels in Barovia?
It's a cake.
Tell me. Having fun, are we?
Yeah.
Tons of fun.
And you, little
Real
man,
blast.
what do you call this little cherry that you have brought with you? Pip, by my understanding. Come, little Pip, step forward. Let me speak to you.
No, I step between and make sure that I'm between him and Pip. Pip, don't go
Oh,
anywhere.
now, are we not friends?
Not.
What harm do you think I would do the child? Really?
Well, you put us in a murder house, so say literally anything.
And his face drops.
You can
They're
go fuck
children.
yourself.
His face drops and he says, "What? I did not put you in the murder house. What you call the murder house.
Uh-huh.
I think you'll find it. You put yourself there.
Uh-huh. This is me believing you.
Very convincing. Very
Yeah.
clever. So, I see you have the beautiful Irina with you." And you turn around and you can see now she's turned her back. Ismark has got a sword drawn and is standing quivering with his sword facing Strahd, but sort of 5-10 feet behind the party. And Irina's got her back and her head down, and you can see that she's like quivering.
Hey, leave her alone.
And
She's with us
he
now.
you can see him just like looking past the party and staring for a moment, and then almost snaps back to pay attention. Ah, sorry, I'm so easily distracted. It gets a little boring around here, you understand. So, what do you mean to do with my little Arena?
She does for herself. We don't do for her.
Of course she does. Of course she does. Like any woman should. Like you fine ladies do.
Would you stop farting?
So ladylike.
Wait a minute. Are you talking to me or Strahd or who are you
Strahd!
Ah, very well. I see how it is. Perhaps I will take her from you. Perhaps I will take the child.
No,
Perhaps I will take the child also. How does
no.
that sound?
Dax
The-
takes out her heavy crossbow. How about you kindly fuck off?
Yeah,
Ha ha
I've got
ha!
my mace.
So brave, so bold. Why don't we come to another deal, eh, Odric? It has served you well in the past, no?
I'm going to step forward and go, what is your purpose here? Why do you assail us?
Ah, yes, the idiot. I forgot about you.
He forgot about himself too.
Stop that.
Perhaps you will go the same way as the other idiot they had with them. The pirate who is afraid of water. Have you ever heard of such a thing? And now they have. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. What was it again? Of
My name
course.
is of no concern to you.
Your name is no concern to yourself, my friend. And while it is good to see a familiar face, I fear you have now lumped yourself with the wrong side of this conflict. If indeed there is a conflict to be had. So
You
here's my
know?
deal. You, little adventurers, go on your way. I believe my spies tell me that you understand how this land works now. That you cannot leave, so I am in no rush. You may mosey on along, head to wherever it is you think the old crone is sending you, and I will take care of Arena and Ismark here.
No.
And I have not finished. For my part, I will let you keep the child. Deal? And he raises his
No.
hand. You're standing 20 feet in front of you and raises his hand out. The option is that I take them anyway, but I kill you all first and keep the child for my own. My
No. No.
cellars,
And no.
my cellars are always looking to be cleaned. Dust builds up, you understand. It comes with the fires and the feeding.
You will not have Pip.
Nor Irina.
Do you have a counter offer? For it seems that we have come to a stalemate otherwise. You have entered my land, brought strangers. They were not part of the deal, Odric.
We were not brought here. We stumbled into this place.
Indeed you did. And you have brought strangers to my land.
So
My
so
deal is I won't shoot you in the face with my crossbow.
I think you will find that shooting me in the face with a crossbow will do very little. Many have shot me in the face with a crossbow.
That explains a lot.
yeah.
Now, Odric. Now. Both you and I know that you do not believe that. Now, little Dax, surely we can come to some sort of agreement. My spies tell me that you are self-appointed guardian of this little child. Surely you realize there can be no harm. Surely you understand that giving the child to me would be the safest possible outcome for him. You do not,
Oh,
you
jeez.
cannot imagine the creatures that wander this land.
What makes you think you can protect him better than us?
Well, my unfortunate friend, I am the master of this land. I can put a geese upon the child that will not only protect him from all harm, but that will not even be necessary, because others will know that he is mine, or at least under my protection.
I will protect him from all harm.
We will. All of us. Well, I don't know Gallus too well.
And
I've forgotten.
he almost sighs and puts his head down and Well, I expected it to last a little longer than this, but very well. This is how it shall be. Okay, I've been here before. Would you like me to tell you how this happens, or would we like to just get on with it?
Tell us. We like stories.
Excellent. I will make this a short one. You do whatever it is you do, cast your spells, fire your arrows, and then I kill you all. It will not take long, and I will make it painless because I am a kind man. And then I will take the child and the girl and Ismark, and I will keep them for my own. The child will come to no harm, as I have promised you. I shall not make him one of my creatures, because then he will not grow old, and he will not get to be of any use.
I'm
This is the
rolling my eyes. So you've got to tell better stories than that.
Yeah, I find
well,
it really funny that you're just assuming all of this.
assuming all of what? That you will die and I
That
will
you think
survive.
that. Uh huh.
Why would I not?
Because we've killed many things in the past.
Oh, you mean the black spider, that silly drow. Yes, I heard about him. A little more than an early spellcaster. Someone who can put their finger on fire, perhaps. I have something something equivalent to your own magic stacks, or perhaps Odric's. At least Marielle and the sleeping man have magics upon them. Something with a greater power, though their power cannot reach this plane and can do very little to help them here. At least their magics are genuine, more than little parlor tricks. So, and he like unbuttons his jacket. You can see like he's wearing like a red leather waistcoat beneath it, and opens it up and rolls his cuffs up and begins to rub his hands together. Shall we do this now?
Well, we're not making
Honestly,
another deal with you because
Oh,
your deals are pretty shit.
very well. And he begins to like move his hands over the top of each other, and you can see like a black and purple ball beginning to form between them. I will try and keep it as painful and brief as possible. Irina, wait here, my dear. And Irina turns round and like goes to like shout something at him, and you can see her hand just drops to her side. She just stands there motionless, and Ismark steps forward and draws his sword. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
oh
Okay?
god.
Roll initiative, and then we're going to take a quick break.
Because you're a dick.
Yeah, because I'm a dick, and unless you have a moment to strategize, unless we have a moment to take a pee and figure out how to kill you.
So,
Yeah.
Man, the death of Sarah really happened.
Oh, this is the second time that's happened today.
Forgotten, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay, go for it. And he needs to make a dexterity saving throw against your. What is your DC at the minute? 13, 14?
14.
He feels. He is alight in the glow of this fire.
awesome.
Nice.
And then I'm going to wild shape into the bear.
As you cast your spell and the fairy fire like blasts towards him, he puts his hand up almost to stop it, and then at the last minute just like drops it, and if it's the fairy fire just slams into him, and he just like laughs as it like blazes up around him, and he almost embraces it and begins stepping towards the party and draws this long sword. Very well. Carry on, Forgotten.
So I'm going to wild shape.
Okay.
Yep. Into the bear.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Boop.
There we go.
Nice.
Next up, Dax.
Pip, drink the beer in your pocket. And I aim my heavy crossbow at Strahd.
And you can
to
see
shoot
Pip,
him.
just as a child, is just like, you can feel his nails digging into your leg, and he like, right, and he like takes out this vial and begins like struggling with the cap of it and like trying to pull the cork out of it. And you can see him like backing away down the road and trying to pull this thing out.
Well, turn order's gone since you changed the map.
I close it and open it again. Does that make
The
come back?
what?
Can everybody else see the turn order?
No, we
see
can only
Strahd.
see him.
Yeah.
Turn order only
Just
Strahd's on it.
I was 11.
Right. I know I should be able to bring it away back again. So you can see it now?
No.
We
Yes,
can
Strahd.
turn order, but we just can't see ourselves on it.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we can
odd.
only see Strahd on it.
Oh, why is that? Because I can still see it. Must be the API. Right, I can fix this. Okay.
So yeah,
Nice.
I tell Pip to drink the beer in his pocket and go hide. Hide,
Yeah.
please hide.
You see him backing away, struggling with this this vial, trying to get the cork out.
Fuck, I'll uncork it for him.
He's already moved away from you.
Okay. I'll just let him deal with it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I
I
will...
sincerely hope you've not just given him poison to take.
Oh,
No, I haven't. And yeah, I'll try to shoot Strahd in the face. Yeah! Natural 20.
Okay, shoot him in the face. Yeah, go for it.
You get advantage on attacks on against him anyway, so.
Yeah. First roll, natural 20. Okay, so that means I still get sneak attack because it was natural. I get a 10. And these guys. So. I'm gonna reroll that one. Okay. 11, 16, 17, 18, 19. Plus. Oh my god, so much math. What's. Because for natural 20s now, we're doing
Better crits.
maximum.
Yep. So
right?
whatever the max damage would be off your normal attack, then yeah, whatever your damage dice is, just the max from that.
37. 47 points of piercing damage. Nope. 47, 48, 49.
Where are you
50
getting
points of piercing damage.
47 from where?
awesome.
How are you getting that much?
Because I have my sneak attack,
From
right?
what's triggering sneak attack?
Because I got advantage.
Right. Okay.
whenever I
okay,
get
okay,
advantage,
yeah,
I get
yeah,
sneak
yeah,
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 50 points piercing damage
Okay.
total.
Fucking A.
Where are you still aiming at his face?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so as the
right
bolt
into his face.
as the bolt like shoots, it slams right into his face, crashes right into his cheek, and like goes into his mouth, and his head like rocks back, and he like ugh, and like you can see him like biting it on the inside, and then like spits out the bolt of it. Ah, little Dax. I suspected you would be the most fun. And you gather that your weapon isn't doing as much damage to him as you thought it might do.
That's super fucked up.
Welcome to Barovia. Mariel, you're up.
I'm going to cast silence on him.
Don't put this fear something to point you choose within range. Any creature or object generally. Creatures for deaf and blind. A 20-foot radius sphere.
These are 5.
Draw shape. 5, 10, 20. So that's 5, 10, 20. Yeah, I think that's right.
Sorry, no thunder damage.
Centered on him. I'll pick an act. What axis would you like to put it on?
No,
it's a circle.
I don't want. I don't want to be. Yeah.
There.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Next up. Anything else,
How come
Mariel?
I can't put him in the center?
Because it's a circle, it needs to work on an axis so that it lines up with the edges of the boxes like this.
Ah, okay.
Same as your spiritual, your spirit guardian thing. It needs to land on an axis.
Okay.
So you can still choose, in case it's unclear, you can choose what axis, this axis or this
Yeah.
axis. But
Yeah.
anything else, Mariel?
Okay, that was my action. And I can't cast another spiritual. I guess I'm going to get out my no.
Spiritual weapon?
I'm just staying. Yeah, I can't cast 2 spells. I can use that as a bonus when I swipe at him with my mace, but I got a couple other things I want to do first.
Is that you?
Yes, that was me.
Next up, Gallus.
I am asleep.
You are asleep. You may.
Is he's asleep? Is he snoring?
He's lying on the ground.
I still see that aura around him.
Gallus doesn't have an aura around him. Gallus is. Now.
Oh, was that Strahd?
Strahd had the guy had an aura around about him.
Oh shit! Then.
But no, Gallus does have an aura around about him. Yeah, Gallus does have an aura around about him. A very faint aura.
And Dispel Magic did not do anything
No.
to that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I have been tracking this stuff. That was a good effort on all your parts.
Okay.
Gallus, you're asleep. Now over to the daddy.
So, no save or anything at the end of my turn.
No. He begins like walking towards you, monologuing, and you can tell that he's monologuing, but because he's in this bubble, you can't hear anything. And he's like waving his hat. He's waving his hands around. He throws his head back every now and again, like he's saying something really dramatic and like cackling into the air. Oh, I don't know why I'm acting it silently here because you can't see me. But he's like waving his hands about and then like pointing at one person and then like gesturing with his hands as though he's like crushing a football and then pointing at another person and like mimicking like he's throwing them away and going through all this all the while sort of circling and approaching the party.
Okay.
And eventually he steps up. And that it will be your downfall. That is exactly how I will end you in this place. And now that I have described in great detail my whole evil plan and how you will be destroyed, now I will begin stage 1.
Maybe if we get into it. If we get into it.
And as he steps out, as he's walking through, there's a certain like
magical effect. You can see it in this circle round about him. You can almost see the wound in his eye, the gash in his cheek begins to close up again as he seemingly has this some sort of effect. And by the time he bursts out of this sphere of silence, it's almost completely healed. And looks over to Marielle and says, "Oh, it is an awful shame you missed all that. Such an insightful speechmaker I am."
Yeah. In your dreams, buddy.
And now, ooh, too many things.
What to do first?
What to do
Eeny,
first,
meeny, miny,
indeed.
moe.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does. He goes, "Eeny, meeny, miny, you," and points at Forgotten in his bear form and says, "Ah, my, how you've changed." And he lifts this his hand that is still holding this black and purple light in it and flings it at you, and he casts a fireball at you.
But it's black and purple fireball.
But it's black and purple. I need everybody to make me a dexterity saving throw.
I should automatically fail, I guess.
Yup. I'm gonna say he lands it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Everybody feels against Strahd. Yeah, you all take so Gallus, Marielle, Audric, and Forgotten. You take 25 points of fire damage as this black flame engulfs you. Saving throws that will automatically be made. So field. Audric, you lose what the spell you
What
rolled.
about me?
Yeah, you know you're engulfed too, so you still need to make the con save.
I know, but it doesn't auto do it.
So just roll it. Make a con save. You managed to maintain it. So the fairy fire still is ongoing. And he
Wait, I could just freaking do it. You show me how to do that.
where is that one?
Why? Oh,
1 second. Turns out no matter how much you prepare.
no.
Okay.
Go.
And he laughs and begins to circle the party. So, still wish to fight? Only the little child over there is struggling. He looks like whatever saving grace you have given him with last hurrah is not quite working. And as he says that, Dax, you glance over and you see Pep, and you just hear this boom, and he goes, I got it, Dax, I got it, look, and he begins
Drink
like chug, like chugging into this this potion bottle, and the party glance over and see the boy begins to just fade. He just fades from existence. The mist just still passing around him. You can see this little muddy footprints disappear off. And I've put his mark in, haven't I? Yes. So next up,
Did damage wake me up by any chance?
you may make me a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. Just so you know what you're rolling for. Yeah. You wake up on fire, Gallus. You wake up with the roar of flame with the put me out. You wake up with the roar of flame in your ears. On the ground, the situation has dramatically changed. You are prone, but you are awake. And
Roasted Dragon Balls, anyone?
Roasted Dragon Balls. Audric, you're up.
Yup. It's an odd moment.
Yeah, I really am. Irina, is she?
She's standing about 10 feet behind Ismark. She's just standing with her hands at her side, staring at Strahd. Her her shoulders limp, her eyes, pupils almost filling, covering her irises, just staring at him, swaying slightly.
He did something to her.
I'm gonna cast mantle of inspiration on everyone, so you will get your 8
Oh,
plus.
can you include Ismark in that, or is it just the party, just the 4 people?
Hang on, it'll just be the party, the 4 of them.
Okay. So everybody has
Oh,
mantle of
I'm sorry.
inspiration. So everybody
is it?
gets 8 temporary hit points, is it now?
Yep, at 5th
And you can
level.
all use your movement to move. Same rules apply, Gallus. So it will cost half of that movement to stand up, but you can still use it. You can still stand up for half of your movement and then use the other half of your movement to move on. As Dax runs away.
Dax has run far, far away.
I'm running
And then
just within the range of my weapon.
And then
How
I'm
much
gonna
damage does the
stand
fire?
next to Irina.
The fireball did
Yes.
25 damage.
Where is Irina by? Not Ishmael, whatever his name is.
Yeah, she's here, right?
She's about here. I'll mark her if it makes it
Okay.
easier.
And I cast Calm Emotions on her.
Drop that in the chat for me. I'll see. She's about here, so I can wear a ping there. Yeah. As you cast, do you say anything to her as you cast that on her, or is it just something you do as you're running back, or what do you do?
I haven't thought about it.
That's it. That's it. Someone throws a.
Each humanoid in a 20-foot radius. So
I know how the spell works. How do you do it? What was
sorry,
that look like?
that was from my benefit. So as I was running towards her, I'm like, just don't look at him. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. I'm prettier. Don't look at him. I'm prettier.
And she doesn't even like break her eye contact with him to go to you. She just like, I must go to him. He will take care of me.
No, you don't. Don't need to do that.
Let's go.
No, you don't.
Next up is
The team before everyone goes. Do I see the party leaving, or are we fighting, or are we running?
you don't have time to converse with the party.
Do I
can't-
see them running
No,
away, or
He
Well,
just
you
looks.
see the party going from where they're going, but you don't have time to converse with them. When you get to your turn, you can maybe to get a
because
free.
I can move I can move right now, right? 'Cause it's a mantle.
Yeah, but you can't take a free action even if it's outside your turn. You've just woken up, you're on fire, and you're.
I used half of my movement to get up, and then
Yeah.
I stopped my movement to move somewhere,
Yeah.
and I just want to see where my party's going.
You can see them moving to the positions they're in now, as the man threw a fireball at them, and they all decide to bunch up somewhere else. You see that. You do get you can free action talk to people, but not out with your turn, especially not after just waking up on fire and the chaos comes up. You see them dashing past you, and it's up to Gallus what he does in that moment.
This time everything is on fire. It's true.
Next up, Forgotten.
I'm going to drop wild shape.
Mhm.
And I'm going to
It's not
fire off
Forgotten.
an ice knife.
Okay.
What's his name?
23 hits.
I'm gonna cast it at a higher level.
Okay. In future,
Look, for the cold damage.
in future, you need to say you're casting at a higher level when you cast it.
That
Mine
only
could
affects
do.
the cold damage, and I only get the option once it's cast.
You cast a spell. When you cast a spell using a spell slot, you can't throw a thing. You can't throw a thing and then once it's already hit or not hit, then decide if you're leveling it up.
Well, it's only when I click ice knife to actually get the damage that you get the option to decide the level.
Yeah, but you still need to decide. When you cast it, tell me that you're casting at a higher level. Otherwise, you're just going to wait and see if it hits and then decide, I'm going to use a higher spell slot.
No, because regardless, it'd take the cold damage. And
Yeah,
it's
but-
only the cold damage that gets increased by a higher level.
Yeah, so you're deciding whether you're going to use a higher spell slot to increase the damage. If you're casting a higher level, call it when you're casting it. Okay?
Right.
That's fair, I think. Because once it's left your hand, you can't change it. But, yeah, so, Dex save. Burp. Burp. Saved. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw, please, Gallus?
Oof.
So you take the 6 piercing, is it just?
It's cold.
The cold. So you take 6 cold.
No, 12 cold damage.
12 cold damage.
Because the other one that says piercing supposed to be cold for the higher level.
So you take
plus
12.
cold damage.
12 cold damage. Just check into that, make sure that's right, Robert, so that in case he's getting done out of
It
6.
is, I need no,
The
it's
cold is doing 2d6, so you have to roll 1d6 for the rest of it.
I should
no, it rolls it.
It's only rolled 2d6.
Right, hold on.
I'll let him check into that anyway. Well, yeah, take 6 now, and then he can wreck on that later. Ismark is up. Ismark is going to, seeing the rest of the party backing away, seeing you now moving towards Irina, seeing Audric talk to her, he like looks at Audric, and then looks at Marielle. Please, take care of my sister. And
Yes.
turns and begins charging towards Strahd. 5. That's a bush. Yeah, he can get in this half square. 20, and he is going
No,
to.
it's just a 1d6 on top of that. So it's 12 points of damage. Because I only cast it at level 2. I didn't go any higher than level 2.
Ismark's a badass. Yeah, he just charges up and runs at Strahd and die, you dark fiend! You plague on this land! And begins like swinging his sword. And both of them miss. Strahd just like puts his hands. Gallus steps in, and this thing explodes. Gallus charges in, assuming with his glaive. I'm assuming. And as the thing explodes, and Gallus is like blinded for a second, he just like bats away Ismark's blade as the sword comes in. Like with his bare hand, he just like knocks it aside. As Ismark swings his sword with all fury, and then turns his attention to Gallus. Dax, you're up.
Oh boy. I'm going to run for higher ground. I'm gonna go 25, 30,
I'll move this bear.
35. And I am once again going to try to shoot him in the fucking face.
Go for
He
it.
doesn't have fairy fire on him anymore, right?
No, he does. He does.
I know he does. Yeah, he does still.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Hits.
Awesome. Oh, ew. Oh. Ooh, okay. 18 points of piercing damage.
The bolt sticks straight into the side of his head, just above his ear, and goes in like halfway up the shaft. So maybe this is like a what, an 8-9 inch shaft, and it just disappears into his head. Bump, and his head just like rocks to the side slightly. And as he's like facing Gallus, getting ready to bear down on Gallus, he's like glances in your direction, and through the mist, you're at the very cusp now. We're playing fast and loose with how your distances and your weapons through the mist. You just see him turning and looking at you, and his eyes flare red for a second, and then turns back to Gallus.
Die, you fuck!
You suspect your weapon's not doing the damage it should be doing. Marielle.
Okay. Marielle is going to cast.
I'm not familiar with that spell. Can you drop it into the chat so we know?
Sure.
I've never seen
Sure.
anyone casting before.
19.
19 hits.
I'm casting it at a higher level. Do I need to tell you?
You need to tell me before that, but yeah. Everybody gets one.
Well, oh, whether it hits or not. Oh,
yeah,
I was thinking, oh yeah, mine. I have to say whether it hits. You know,
when you
higher
are
level.
when you're casting it, say I'm gonna cast this, gonna cast it at a higher level. Otherwise, you're just choosing what spell slots to use after you've cast
Yeah.
it.
Well, I
So,
didn't.
uh,
Anyway.
okay. Nice. Yep. As you fire your guiding bolt, it weaves between the party. I'll say that he should technically have cover because they're right in front of him, but it weaves between them and smashes into him. He barely
Radiant should
notices.
actually hurt him.
It does the damage you expect it to, yeah.
Okay, and I'm. Is that little pink thing? That's Irina, right?
Yeah, that's
Irina.
Irina.
Okay.
Anything else, Marielle?
No, I'm just going to make sure that he hasn't hurt anybody yet, right?
Apart from the fireball.
Apart from the massive fireball that took half everybody's health off, yeah? Everybody's alright.
Oh, I forgot about that.
It's easy done. Easy done. As you
I'm
look, and
casting.
Gallus is still smoldering.
Okay. I cast a spell. I can't do another one. Okay. As a bonus, I can't do bonus spell as a bonus action. All right.
You can't cast. You can cast cantrips, but you can't cast two spells in the same turn, no matter what they are. Gallus,
Yeah.
you're up.
I look at Strahd. You caught me unawares, you fiend. I kind of wipe my mouth off like all the probably like the burnt skin or burnt scales, I suppose.
Yep. Sleep drill.
And as I do, I'll like wipe it on my chest and cast lay on hands on myself for
Nice.
25.
Yep.
Hmm.
Boop, 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 boop. Ah, a paladin. It has been some time.
Now
Come.
you'll see the power of the fucking paladin. And
Yes, please.
I'll attack him. I'll like with my glaive. I'll like bring it way above my head, and make a strike like towards where I'm sure like the same kind of area where he'd bite a bunch of necks.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is with advantage, so 15.
You miss.
And
As you bring the glaive down, there's like a blur of like him just like backwards and forwards again. Like your glaive, you're sure your glaive passed through where he was a moment ago, but he's no longer. But he blurred and was no longer there.
I'll make a second attack.
I'm glad I'm recording these things because people would call me a cheater otherwise. Second attack was.
That's a 5.
What was the second attack? Sorry.
I have 2 attacks.
Yeah. So what was the roll?
So,
25 points.
5 hits.
Oh yeah, 25 to hit. That hits.
So like I use the first one sort of as feint, and like I kind of like aim the glaive into where he's dodging, and like try to catch him, I guess, in his side.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Belly shot.
Clever dragon boy.
And I'll put a smite into him as well at level 1.
Okay, minus
25.
25.
Of radiance.
Yep.
As
you crash into him, you cleave into his side, and he like grabs the blade and like, clever paladins. You will find no help from your god here. And he like leans in forehead to forehead with you and yanks the blade out.
My only god is vengeance. You will have mine.
Paladins, always so dramatic. And as he pulls the glaive blade out, you see like you actually see like tendrils of flesh like leave the wound and begin to like knit together, like fingers knitting together, and then his flesh begins to, even the blood, this dark, almost black blood begins to like suck back up inside him.
How about the radiant wound? You said when I hit him with the guiding bolt, you said it looked like it hit him for the amount it should have.
Yeah. You're right.
Does it? Yeah, but
Yeah.
is that knitting?
So you see that? So Gallus, you see the same thing, except that as it begins to close over, you notice that it's still, the blood begins to leak out of it. Still, good shout, Mariel. Yeah.
An attempt type healing, I guess.
Yeah,
Well,
I checked his resistances and his immunities and stuff like that. But yeah, that's something that is a leftover from Ravenloft. So well spotted. And he looks at Gallus and says, a second, I'm just checking his. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so he looks at Gallus and says, perhaps you should go back. You're so precious of your little god. Perhaps you should go back and tell him how well you're doing out in the world. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please, Gallus?
Oh no.
Oh fuck.
Gallus, as you look into Strahd's eyes, you begin to realize that perhaps there's been some sort of horrible mistake here. Perhaps this noble, quite handsome, obviously much more experienced man is right. Perhaps you're not ready for this world of adventuring yet. Perhaps you need to go back and commune with your god. You need to use your next turn to follow his instructions, to do as he's suggesting. I'll just check I'm not outdoing you here. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, it could be worse. Yeah, you need to. You feel compelled to follow out his instructions.
What was his instruction exactly? Sorry.
Go back to where you came from and find your god.
Oh.
To leave this place, go back the way you came and seek out your god.
Get more instruction.
You
weren't ready.
And then he is going to back up. Gallus, you're not going to get an attack of opportunity, as Mark definitely is. Longsword, two-handed, as he wielded it before. Was it 20? Nice. Burp. Burp. Cleaves into Strahd's chest. Strahd is just like making eye contact with Gallus. The rest of you didn't see anything happening, but now that you can see Strahd like stepping back, smiling to himself, and his eyes begin to shimmer with this like pinkish glow, and you see Gallus just like stop, put his glaive to his side like a soldier position, and slowly turn. As Mark slashes at Strahd, slashes right across his chest, and Strahd acts like he's not even there. Ignores the gash completely and takes a step backwards, and then glances over at Dax and raises his hand and does the come hither action. Come, little Dax. Stop hiding in the shadows. A life spent hiding in the shadows is no life at all. Audric, you're up.
I will cast. Is Calm Emotions doing anything to Irina?
It doesn't appear to be, no. You can see that like her shoulders become slightly more slumped. She becomes more lethargic, but she's just standing, staring. And as he steps behind this tree, you can see like she almost brightens her eyes a moment, and like a moment of panic, as though she's lost sight of this treasure. And then the spell, its effect, she just like lethargically lowers herself again and begins to move towards where he was. Just like peering through the trees to catch what glimpses of him she can.
Can I see him?
You can see what she can. You can just see him through the tree, through the lower branches of the tree. You can still know where he is.
Okay.
To fire a bolt, you're gonna need to like move in a different position.
I was gonna fire a spell.
If the spell doesn't have an attack roll, then yeah, you can hit. As long as it has sight range, you have sight, but to make a attack.
Okay, so I'll stop concentrating on the calm emotions and cast Dissonant Whispers at level 3.
Okay. He needs to make a save.
Yeah, 15. Wisdom.
Just check. He has. Yeah, I'll make that. Wisdom. Yep, he succeeds.
So he takes half damage. 9.
Up, you turn yellow
Oh,
instead of having green around them. That's good.
It's something.
Yep.
and I'll inspire. Who's next? I'll inspire Bismarck.
Okay. I will mark as Mark. Okay. Anything else, Cedric?
No.
Forgotten you're up.
Okay, I'm going to. I think I'm within 60 feet. If not, I'll move up anyway. 10, 20.
That's a no. This is like a cliff face. You're gonna need to climb. This is like a 15-foot high cliff face.
Alright.
I know it's hard to see because of the mist and that. Like Dax is on high ground now.
Okay. 10, 20 feet should be in line of sight now.
5, 10, 15, 20, yeah? 20 feet, yeah? Yeah, you're definitely in line of sight.
Going to drop the fairy fire and cast heat metal on his blade.
Okay.
Yep.
What's the saving throw and what's the challenge?
Constitution save 14.
Okay.
If he fails the Constitution save, it drops the item.
No, it doesn't. He doesn't drop the item. He either feels if he feels, he must either drop the item or suffer disadvantage. He doesn't automatically drop the item. Or drop if it can. If it doesn't drop the object, then it's disadvantage. No, there's 2 saves, so he passes anyway. You can see that it begins to burn him, and for the first time you see like a snarl from him, and he and then you can see him almost like recouping himself, and
Good one.
For clarity, he uses a legendary action to resist.
Okay.
Very.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Gallus.
Okay, Gallus isn't looking too bad just now, actually. Okay, 7 healing, Gallus.
Thank you, thank you.
Is that you, Forgotten?
Yeah, that's me.
As Mark's going to charge up. And what additional dice does he get now?
She gets a
D8.
Yep,
A D what?
D8. A D8.
Okay, so he swings
Like
A
with
date
his...
with you? He gets a date with you?
What? I did not
He's
know.
kind of cute, huh?
No, not this one. No, don't like him.
Yeah, he's not vampire-y enough.
He's a bummer.
He pulled a fucking knife on me.
He
I
feel-
don't want to
Oh.
be left alone with him ever again.
But it shows that he's protective. Bless me. Yeah, he
Bless
he
you.
steps up. As you can see, he rolled a natural 1. Even with the D8, he failed the second attack. What's the negative outcome from this? I think as he lunges in for the second one, he slashes at Strahd, misses, and Strahd looks at him and says, "You are pathetic," and smacks him across, like backhands him across the face, and also he just falls back 10 feet and falls to the ground, looking as pathetic as he is, and he's now on his bum.
Oh.
Oh,
And
piss mark.
did you just call him Piss Mark?
Yeah.
Next up is Dax.
Is that a tree?
That is that's a bush. Tree?
A bush.
A bush. A tree? A bush. A
bush.
piss mark.
Not funny. Serious business. Okay.
Bush will be
alright.
difficult terrain.
Yeah. But tree, I can just go.
Alright, ladies, calm yourselves.
Yeah, I thought I was bad.
See, it's funny. Us boys making those jokes would not be cool.
Yes,
Girls,
you're
girls.
absolutely right.
Carry on.
I agree.
Dead. Okay. Alright, you want me to come out of the shadows? I'll come out of the shadows. I'll cast Protection of Evil and Good on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then bonus action dash.
Oh, nice.
That's my turn.
Marielle.
Okay. I'm looking at Audric has got is staying with Irina. I'm going to move 10, 20, 5, 30, and shoot him with my bow, which is going to do nothing. And then I'm going to cure wounds on myself, which
Okay.
I'm gonna do first. So
You
that
may
did that
do
work?
those things.
Oh, okay. Cast at what level? How down am I? No, I went up. I got 20 something. Okay. There we go. And open this up. What am I doing? Oh, shooting. I hate that I gotta go back and forth between pages. God, no. Where's my... There it is. Sorry,
Gals.
folks. Woo!
That
Look
hits.
at that.
Nice.
Yes.
You're doing it, Mary. You're
Yeah.
doing
You're
it.
doing it, Mary. You're doing it.
Not well.
Gals, can I clarify? You 42 health. Did you wake up after or before the Mantle of Inspiration? Or
I took the fire damage.
Yeah.
And I got Mantle of Inspiration, and I haven't taken damage since, so I still
Okay,
have my
that's cool.
temporary hit points.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
use your lay on hands after that.
After that, yeah.
That was...
Yeah.
That
So
was
you're,
after I
you're
walked
yes.
up into Strahd's face.
So your maximum hit points is like your
Right
max
now,
your max hit points is increased by that much, or is it temp? You
I
get
have
f-
8
you-
temporary hit point, and
Yeah.
then the
So
and
once you lose
35
those,
normal hit point.
did you lose those temporary hit points before you
I
cast it?
haven't taken damage since I got it.
That's okay. That's fine. Just
So no. I think.
Cure wounds. The attack hits. He takes damage. Is it you, Marielle?
And that's me.
Wait a minute. Cure wounds is the bonus action.
Nope. Cure wound. Oh, it's not a bonus action.
No,
But
that's
healing
healing
word
word. The bonus action. Gallus, you're up when Marielle retcons that.
So I'm going to
so-
do healing word on me.
I'm
You can do that if you want.
feeling dazed. I suddenly turn around.
I'll just check how that works. Right. Okay. So
I walk
Charm.
towards Audric. Like I just end up getting to Audric.
you
Time
walk.
to go, I suppose.
You walk.
And
You walk. You head in the direction you came from as far as you can, using your
And,
action and your movement.
so
East side.
his instruction was go back to where you came
Yep.
and talk to your god, right?
Yeah.
So I think Gallus would also want to talk to his god and cast this.
Ooh.
I don't think that's.
So-
I don't think you can
bonus
reinterpret the chart.
I can keep going.
And
It's a bonus action, so I can keep going. It's fine, but I feel like I could also cast this.
So you're regaining a spell slot.
I'm getting one spell slot back, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes narrative sense. And yeah, because I like the image of Gallus
You
walking
praying
off
while
like
you're up.
like holding on to his holy symbol. All of a sudden, this mighty warrior just turning and like walking by Audric and like holding on to his symbol and sort of nodding and muttering to the symbol. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
My turn.
there you are.
You're getting a hard time this session, mate. Strahd is up. He's not interested in Bismarck. He's got a better interest.
Pissmark.
It's
I hear Bismarck
God.
and expect the New York accent. Hmm.
I was gonna attempt a New York accent there, but then I thought better of myself.
Sorry, do I get to make a save, by the way?
Let me just check that. I was just checking that actually. And I got distracted by what you were doing. Conditions, rules, my bad. I'm assuming this is the standard.
It's usually
No,
con save.
you don't.
and
You
things like
don't.
that.
You don't. No, a wisdom save. Anything to control your mind's a wisdom save. So you don't.
And so that's it. I'm just walking back forever. Is there like a duration or?
He took. See, he took damage there, but he can just not feel things.
Is it concentration?
I believe it. Let me just check again. No. You tap charm here, you can see within range. If it fails the saving throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. And this is Strahd charm, so that's standard charm. Okay, so he is going to. I mean, as soon as Gallus turns and walks away, he like turns and like turns to Dax, totally ignoring the party as if they didn't exist, and Ismark, who's like scrabble himself up off the ground and turns to Dax and, you see, Dax, you should have taken my bargain. And now, what will we do? Shall I make you a second offer? Perhaps you can come with me. You can live in the castle. I will look after you. You and the boy can be together forever. Does that not sound like a nice thing? Does that not sound like something you would want to do?
I spit in his face.
Mhm.
And he looks genuinely disgusted.
Yes, I
Ah,
would.
very well. And he turns to walk away, and then turns back and strikes you across the face. And I'll see if it lets me do it here.
Did he hit?
Well, it didn't even make the roll.
Yeah,
It has unarmed
unarmed
strike.
strike is a D4.
Not for
Huh?
not for Strahd. It's not. He rolled a crit 29.
A slap? Oh my god.
And you take. He's a fucking vampire. You take 9 plus 7 slashing, and then the crit damage, which the max is. Yeah, you dead. You're dead. Yeah, he pummels you and smacks you, and you just you just see the rest of you, just those that can't see, just see Dax bouncing off the tree, and then crumbling to the ground.
Dead, or just
So,
unconscious?
like,
All you can see is Dax bouncing off the tree. She just smashes into the tree. Oh shit! I'm not even gonna check. I don't want to do the maths. She just bounces off the tree and then just falls to the ground.
I can
what
see
was the
that.
total damage on that?
If I tell you the total damage, you might be dead out, right? Do you want me to tell you the total damage? So he rolled. The damage was.
Like, I mean, that's how the game goes, so you kind of have to.
If the target's a creature.
Yeah.
So it's 16 plus the crit damage.
Yeah. From a fucking slap. Guys,
Yep.
a slap.
Broke your neck.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty bad. 9 plus 7, right? So the damage is 1d8 plus 4, which got the first 9. Okay. And then necrotic damage, which is 4d6. And he rolled 6, so you got 15. And then with better crits, you take an extra 8 and an extra 24. So if you're minus more in that one shot than your maximum health, then you're dead.
Yep.
47.
Yep. Yep.
Like properly
So
dead, dead.
Yep.
So as he crashes into. Yeah, because yeah, he's always vampire form. Vampire form.
Minus
As
47
he
is a good hit.
smashes Dax, all you just hear is this crunch. And Dax just crashes into this tree, and then the body, those that can see, which I think is only Marielle and Ismark, just goes limp and crashes into the undergrowth. And he turns and goes, "Now, Irina, come to me." And she begins moving towards him as he begins moving back towards her.
And I'm running towards him, or I will.
Podrick, you're up. Irina begins to move slowly towards where he is, and from round about here, you hear Dax, and you see Strahd's little ears perk up.
I'm gonna cast Distant Whispers at level 3 again. The bastard.
Fingers crossed.
50, 50. Wisdom save.
I'll tell thee now. He feels. As he's glancing back to where Dax is, you can see in his confidence, he's overcome, and he looks and you hear Pip shouting out, and he looks over to where Pip is. Ah, yes, I forgot about. And then you can see him looking back over his shoulder, and then almost this look of terror comes across his face, and his hand goes to his mouth as though
Awesome.
as a child would, as though a child who's been caught doing something or caught somewhere they shouldn't be, and his hand goes to his mouth. Perhaps I should not be here. Perhaps I've made a mistake. Yes, I should really get back to the castle and I will leave these fools to it. And he begins to move away. 15. He does it immediately or on his next turn?
Immediately.
Use your action, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the full movement and 21 psychic damage.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just check his movement to make sure I'm not outdoing anyone. No. And
Make him go away.
yep, that's it. And he takes minus.
21.
Okay.
My turn.
I'm gonna inspire Forgotten.
Nice.
I have to see him. I can't see him.
You can see Forgotten, he's here.
Oh, can I? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the
in front
bear.
of you.
Forgotten's right in front of me. Go on, smelly man.
Smelly man. Smelly man. Smells like you and me. One smelly man, what are you doing? Sorry, I
Well,
mean Forgotten.
I don't know. I don't know what the inspiration does. So,
You get 1d8 to add to any die roll.
all right, cool. I'm going
Attack or
to
saving throw.
bonus action the heat metal.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna have to roll again and put the spell slot back on.
Stop before you use the spell slot. He's not holding the sword anymore. He dropped it when he smacked. What do you call her?
Dead Dax.
Dead Dax.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's a bonus action. I don't use the spell slot anyway because it's still cast. So I would fire off ice knife at my highest level I can,
Which is
level 3.
okay.
And I'll add the inspiration to that as well.
Okay. You can add the inspiration after. I can tell you whether you hit or not, and then you can add inspiration. You hit anyway, so keep your inspiration. DC 14 Dex.
Doesn't it do extra damage if I use the inspiration?
No, it's just attacking
Right,
and
okay.
saving throws.
No, magical inspiration. He can add it to his damage attack.
Fire that into the chat for me. I thought it was just attack and saving throws. Oh, magical inspiration. I thought you were talking bardic inspiration. 10 points regained damage.
If a creature has
The damage
bardic
dealt. Yeah,
inspiration
okay.
from it, she can use it.
Cool.
So what is it? A D8?
He made a save, so
Yes.
what's the damage total?
Well, it depends. If it's a D8, and it will be 13 piercing damage and 15 cold damage if he didn't make the save.
13
Or is
piercing.
it just for 13?
13 piercing and 13 piercing?
Yeah, if he managed to make the save, and if he didn't, he gets an extra 15 cold.
Yep. Okay.
And I'm going to head towards him slightly.
Okay, go for it.
15, that's me.
There's Mark. And he is. What's the Mark going to do? He's going to get himself up, and then 5, 10, 15. Charge up. Dax. Marielle.
I'm running towards Dax.
Yeah.
It's farther than I can run. What's my dash? Is double.
Yeah, you can double dash. You can 30 and then 60. If you want to straight line it, I'll let you straight
I don't.
line it.
I have no idea. Can I get right up to her?
You can get right up there.
And I'm going to.
I feel like my
Cast.
head's probably bent at an odd angle.
Check your spells and drop it in chat.
I'm looking for it. It's on a scroll.
Because anything that will stabilize someone won't work because it doesn't need stabilized. It's beyond stabilization.
Revivify.
No.
It's not stabilized. Yes.
Well done,
Oh
Marielle.
shit!
Well done,
Yeah. scroll.
Let me just check.
Oop. 5. No results. Oh,
Surely it's
I
in your.
can't help it.
Surely it's in your character sheet.
It's not linked. It was before I knew how to link. I put it. I've got scrolls of charm, darkness, and revivify. Got it from the place. Let's see. He had undead working, digging out something or another. He was a high level something.
Okay, you need to put that shit in your character sheet. So.
Yeah, well, I know how to now, but I guess I did need to look for the scroll.
So
Oh.
do you use this scroll?
Yes.
Okay. You touch a creature that has died in the last minute. That creature returns to life with 1 hit point. This creature can't return to life if a creature that died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts.
Right.
Can't restore your pride, Dax.
Can't restore your pride. Yeah.
So 1 hit point?
You wake up with Marielle standing over you, your face
Does
in
that work?
agony. Your face feels like it's caved in. The fact that you're alive does not take away the damage. It just means you wake up with your half of your face crushed in.
Oh god.
My face. I'm not a monster.
And I'm going to cast. What's the other one I've got?
Bonus action now. You cost an action to use
Yeah.
the scroll.
Yeah. There we go. 4. You got 5 hit points now?
My face is still caved in.
I feel so much better. Yeah, but you weren't breathing.
Gallus, you're up. I am going to give you a wisdom saving throw versus his DC. To try as you hear this chaos going off. Nope.
Just walking down the
Bom, 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 bom.
go.
Next up is Strahd. What would Strahd do?
I'm gonna get that armband. I'm gonna get that and shoes.
What would Strahd do?
Do.
There you go.
Bitch slap the bitch.
Ah.
I think he's going to do the same thing. Let me just check. 150. Yeah. Strahd turns to the group and says, and almost like for the first time, like wipes this blood from his lip and says, "Very well. You can have her for now, but I will come back. Our deal stands. I will take her and the child. Only now I will not be so
Will
nice.
not.
Good luck.
Bad man. You're a bad man.
You're a bad man. You're a nasty man."
That's right.
And he says, "Goodbye, adventurers. I will see you all very soon." And he casts a spell. Oh, what spell slots does he have? Oh, hell yeah. And he throws a fireball that lands between Forgotten and Ismark. I'll need you to make me a dex save, please. Forgotten, and I'll do the same. Likewise for Ismark. Ismark fails.
Better than hitting you. Better than slapping you.
Fail. You take 30 points of fire damage. That was a lot of ones in there. As you're both blasted backwards, and Strahd steps backwards and disappears into the mist with arms wide,
With fairy fire.
a flourish and a bow.
And fairy fire, because he
that
saved.
got cancelled. That.
Ah. Oh well.
A flourish and a bow, and he disappears into the mist. Well done, Marielle. That was a squeaky bum moment there. I was a bit.
Uh-huh. I was surprised I didn't hear anybody else go.
I did it inside.
But yeah, it's like, no, I'm gonna get her. I changed though. I only had that on the scroll. I can't do it again. Wasn't
Yeah.
a ritual. I couldn't do it. Couldn't write it in my book.
Given the conversation earlier, what Meg was saying, as soon as that happened, I was like, check the clock. If it's 11:30 now, session's over. Let that stew, let that stew for a week.
Yep. Nope.
But yeah, as you stand looking at each other, silence falls.
I'm gonna go over and pick up the bloody sword that you dropped.
Sorry?
He didn't pick it up.
No,
Drop
he didn't.
Strahd
something?
dropped his sword after he pinch slapped you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can pick it up. It's
So I'm
about,
gonna
it's
go
almost
pick it up.
exactly where Marielle is now.
Lying on the ground and take my copper mustache out. Pip, where are you? You can reply to this message.
And you hear a little voice from about 5 feet beside you. I'm here, Dax. I was coming to help you. Is the scary
boy.
man gone now?
I don't know.
Thank God.
And then I just pass out.
Thank Gonio. This is an Irish name, and I don't know how to pronounce it. And it said it was Gonio, but
Is that your
that's
god?
probably yes.
Right, okay.
It's a god of.
Type it into chat and let me know. I know you've changed since
gotta-
the God of Knowledge, but I need to catch up with that because that might be useful.
Yeah.
Can I call after Forgotten?
You can call it.
Gallus even.
Yeah, Gallus, as you can see him slowly walking away.
There he is.
Gallus, you're wandering off, and you're wandering down the road, and you hear your voice being called, and all of a sudden you like snap, and you look back and think, oh, there's Audric. Wait a minute, where am I going? There was something to do with a vamp, and then, oh, and memories begin flooding back in.
Damn it.
And what about Irina? Is she doing similar?
She's still standing there swaying.
Can I give her a shake? I don't want to slap her.
Only because it's Audric. Are you shaking her, or are you doing a shake in front of her? What sort of?
No, I'm kind of like shaking her.
Are you
like,
twerking
kind
at
of
her, or are you grabbing her by the shoulders and doing a 50s
I'm
movie
grabbing
slap?
her by the. I'm grabbing her by the shoulders and like come back.
As you slap her back and forth, she like shakes and. What are you doing, man? Get off me! And then like, sort of seems. Where is he? Where is the devil? Where is everybody else? Where is the child?
They are elsewhere. The good news is Strahd's gone. Bad news is your brother is pretty useless, and I think we got a little bit beaten up.
And she steps
And
up
you
to.
just like went into like a complete trance, like.
As you
Maybe
say,
he was getting through to you.
when you say your brother's useless, like she steps up and raises her fingers, though, like face like nose to nose, about to shout you down. And when you say like you were pretty useless, see, like you can see like I do not know what's happening to me. His mark. You say your friends. I do not know how to defeat him. I don't know. And you see like tears begin to run down her cheeks.
Oh no, don't cry.
No, no, she doesn't. She doesn't do that. I just know Audrey could hear. Bring me to his
Don't.
mark. Is he alive?
I'm really sorry. I had to go downstairs, so I turned off my. I didn't hear what's gone on the last minute or so. Am I dead?
Yeah, you're dead. Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I point to
Sorry.
his mark and say he's over there if you want to go and see him.
You seem disappointed, Audrey. Would you like to have further conversation with Irina?
No.
Okay, so the pink. She charges up to look for Ismark, who's like just grinding his teeth, but knows when he's defeated. What's the rest of the party doing?
I'm gonna gather together, make sure
I'm going to
everybody's
examine the sword.
Okay, you pick it up.
everybody's
It's
not.
you can see it's a long sword with like a black metal blade and black metal hilt, and the pommel of it has the same crest that you've seen on the inside of the carriage. It's nothing fancy. It looks like a fine weapon, well balanced.
Can I determine if there's any magical properties to it?
If you're trained in Arcana,
No.
you're perhaps not the person to do that.
There is a person to do that, though.
Yep, Marielle.
I'm looking for people that need healing and try to plot out. Uh-oh, what did I do with that? Ugh. I ran. It's like, I gotta go, and now I can't find my cards.
Since everyone's beaten up, I'll cast Aura of Vitality.
You're a better healer than me.
That should heal pretty much everyone up.
Not me. I'm over here.
Come closer then.
Come closer.
So everybody gets 2d6 hit points by the time you all sort of gather together. You can hear the little voice of Pep. You can see the little footprints in the mud. Sort of
So I can roll 2d6?
Yeah.
We roll our own 2d6?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Ooh. I'm still passed out.
No, you have 4 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not passed out. You woke up.
You can hear
Yeah,
a
but
slight...
I've been in so much pain though. Like, isn't my face crushed like mushed in?
You can see it beginning to like form back up again.
You'll still get your hit points from the Aura of Vitality anyway.
Yeah.
Because it's something I cast on you. And it's me that determines who gets it.
Yeah. So everybody within the aura, yeah?
Okay.
Yep.
The aura moves with you, you can use a bonus action. It goes one creature. One creature. So who gets the hit points then?
Well, I can determine who gets it. Oh, for a minute, I'd be able to cast it over everyone.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, outside
like
combat. Yeah. If you got a minute, yeah. You got a minute.
Any creature on 30. Right, yeah. Okay.
So what would you like to do?
Oh, I'm up to 40. I'm doing good.
Are we proceeding on, or are we resting up here?
Well, we've got high ground and there's some trees and stuff around. This might not be a bad place to stop, but unless asshole changes his mind and comes back. But thank you so much, Audric, for
Huh?
that. You're
did I
the
do?
one you sent him away before he could come back and kill
Yeah, that was a coup.
Dax again.
I did. I look around and see if Irina heard. Did.
As she approaches, she like looks at you and goes to say something, and then bites her lip and acknowledgingly, humbly nods her head.
Yeah.
And I say if you gather round, I'll erect my tiny.
Tiny hut.
Everyone,
I
Yeah.
giggled to myself.
Poles.
everyone looks relieved when you say tiny hut.
Yeah. So do we want to?
I think no matter where we go, he'll be able to find us, so might as well stay here.
Yeah.
I really don't think that we should move Dax. And I grimace.
Okay.
I feel pretty fucked up.
You look really fucked up.
Thanks.
No offense.
I feel pretty fucked up, but I look okay, right? I'm good, so yeah.
Double
Yeah.
thumbs.
No, the healing.
Mhm.
You feel healing magic has never been so painful as your face crunches back into place.
Ugh, gross.
Better crits. It's a choice you make.
Fuck. Thanks, Mary.
Getting crit by Strahd at this point is probably death anyway.
I
A
find it hilarious
backhander.
that I got a
It was
crit on him.
It was a backhander. You got credited by a backhander.
How many above max did it do? Out of curiosity. How many above your maximum health did it do?
10.
So you had what, 33?
I have 37 health total.
Yeah.
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 So isn't it only instant death when you go to minus 37?
No, it's if the
If it was one
total
blow.
if the total damage takes you down to 0 and then beyond your minus your maximum.
Yeah, minus your maximum, which would be 37, so minus 37.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would need
She'd
to
have
go
to be
from
minus
if she had 10, she would need to go to 47 minus 47 to. She would need to take 47 damage to drop her completely.
I could still have used Spare the Dying, right?
Spare the dying.
Then wouldn't that have actually? Wouldn't you have survived that then?
No, because it was. He took like all of my health
Oh,
all in one go.
sorry.
And as far as I
Living creature.
know about like death, it's like if you get taken out like all in one go past your maximum hit points, which was what happened, then you die.
So for clarity, if your health, your max health is 37. If you're at 10
Yeah.
hit points and you take 47 damage, then you die outright because you went down to 0 and then down to your maximum
Past
minus your
37.
maximum. Yeah.
But I
So-
was at max
so-
health still.
If you're at
And you should have survived.
if
You
you're
were or not?
if you're if you're at 1, it's not take your max health. So if you're at 37 and you take 37 damage, you don't die outright. That's not how it works. You need to go minus 37. You need the
Oh,
total.
so
You need the
You got
total to
minus
take you.
37.
No.
I'll scroll back up and tell you how much he did. Because he only made one of those attacks.
you
It
did
should be
47
fine.
damage or something like that.
So
43, I think.
do the math. 16. 16 with initial attack, and then the other one was 46, which was 24. And then another 46, another 24. So
Was that all one attack, or is it
16.
Yeah.
3 separate
Yes.
attacks?
That's all one attack.
That was-
That was just the backhander. He could have attacked again actually. Um, 74 damage.
It was 74 damage.
I'm reading this right. So yeah, wait a minute. 1d8. Maybe it's because of the way it rolls. It rolls the crit and then the non-crit. No, you take d8 plus 1d8. No. You take 1d8 plus 4. So that's standard. So in that case, you took 9. Sorry, yeah, I'm doing it because it's doing the double rules for the advantage and not advantage. And then 4d6. So 24. No, so you wouldn't have died.
Hmm?
That's less dramatic.
What was your health at when you died?
Uh, 37 plus 8 because I had Mantle of Inspiration.
No, then you were well off it. You need to
Okay.
you need your health total. Your health needs to end up minus 37 or more.
Yeah.
She was minus 36 and failed 3 death saves. Is that when you start?
No, you need to go minus. You need to take one hit that takes you to minus
Yeah.
your total.
Yes, I'm talking
So
about
a
normal.
for example.
Hmm?
Like when Drip died. What happened when Drip died?
Oh,
Because the damage was took him to 0, and then the extra took him to minus his maximum, and his max was 27 or something like that when the bullet hit him.
yeah, but then he's dead, and you can raise him.
What you did
No,
would
'cause
still
he was
work.
bitten in
What
half.
Yeah,
revivify?
Revivify would
Yeah.
work, but Where the Dying wouldn't, because
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
they're not dying, they're dead.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not stabilizing. You're bringing someone back to life, and on the
Yeah.
term that it's within that period of time, a minute or whatever it is, which is still a long time.
Ah, okay.
So,
So I would have been unconscious and I would have had to make a death saving throw then
mhm.
when it came back to me.
Yeah. Okay.
So to retcon that, what I'll say then is that you can have your scroll back, Mariel, because that's a spell that even if you have that spell, when you have that spell, it has
Hmm.
an expensive component.
Yes, I've got them. 3 diamonds.
Yeah. So
Okay. Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes, please.
you don't need to use them with a scroll though, do you?
no, that's what I'm saying. You don't, but that's why take the scroll back now
Yeah.
and then save your diamonds.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. If there are any other questions about this tonight, send me
Nope.
a message and I'm happy to go over it. He's got some legendary actions and things. He's pretty
Yep.
beefy.
Pretty legendary.
Legend.
Did you see what was it when you first put it up? And it said, identify. It says it won't give you the name like the Lord of Strahd or whatever it was.
Divine Sense, you mean?
I'm sorry?
Divine Sense that I used?
Yes, or something.
That was intense.
Yeah.
You did well.
Thank you.
We got him to yellow.
Yeah, we did.
You got him to yeller. You got him to retreat. You got him to back away.
I hit him once.
Poor Dallas. Had a real tough time that battle.
You also disarmed him slightly.
Yeah.
I'll
the
identify
again
that.
for clarify there, the Strahd charm is not your standard charm, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Can I see it? Because that seems broken. Like what like
Yeah, there should be some way to snap out of it.
infinite CC?
yeah. Well,
Like
that's
that is nuts.
well, yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm looking at now. There must be a save, but so the major difference is that he can ping it. Normally, you can't cast charm on people when they're once you're in combat with them. You can't cast it on an enemy, kind of thing. Whereas he
Oh.
can. So I'll need to work because the DC on it is pretty harsh anyway. Like as all his DCs are.
Hmm.
like with charm, I thought it was just like you
Target
use
is
them as like a friend, but they can't tell you to do something. Like in other words, like yeah, just fuck off.
the
Like
target is under Strahd's control. The target isn't under Strahd's control, but it takes Strahd's requests and actions as the most favorable way, and
Mm-hmm.
up to the point of letting Strahd bite it.
Yeah.
So letting Strahd bite you would be more extreme than Strahd telling you to go for a walk.
Right.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
Yes.
Um,
Also,
you can
it's
repeat the saving throw anytime Strahd does damage. Anytime Strahd or Strahd's companions do damage to the target of the charm, it can do the saving throw. And an effect on itself and a success. Otherwise, the effect lasts for 24 hours until Strahd is destroyed, is on a different plane of existence than the target. Yeah.
Or no.
It says, or takes a bonus action to end the effect, but obviously you can't just take a bonus action to end the effect. Or Strahd takes a bonus action to end the effect.
Yeah.
Until
She's not going to do it.
Strahd is destroyed, he is on a different plane, or he takes a bonus action to end the effect.
Or he decides.
Or he decides.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
and what was it
I'll
on
ping
it?
it for you. What was the...
See,
Because DC's the same for all the spells, so telling you now would wreck it.
No. Yeah, we throw up our arms and say, never, okay, we're all dead.
Um,
You just got to remember in future he doesn't have his sword anymore.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that matters.
I don't
It
think
will,
he's
I guarantee it will.
good.
But if he can do that much damage with a backhand, imagine what he can do with an actual bladed weapon.
Let me just check that actually, whether the sword's actually worse than the backhand or not.
also he's a vampire.
Oh yeah, his sword attacks plus 15, so yeah, maybe the sword is worse.
So what?
Plus 15. Okay.
Have faith, players.
Hmm?
I have a sword that I can't use.
I
Why can't you
will.
use it?
I'll identify it if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll do that next session, I think.
I'm
We
sorry.
can do it while we rest, can't we?
Yeah, that's
Can.
generally when I do it because
Yeah,
it
it'd be
costs.
best doing it and then, yeah.
I think
It takes 10 minutes on ritual.
we'll pick that up next session because it's Meg should have been gone 15 minutes ago to go and do whatever she's doing.
Yep.
Yes, that's true.
If there's any concerns or hesitations, don't feel free. I know this it feels unfair. It's meant to feel unfair.
Mm-hmm.
Level 6 now, right?
Yeah, we fought him and won. Beat him to a standoff.
Okay, you're level 6 now.
Really?
What?
Yep, you fought down Strahd. Level 6.
Almost died.
What's
So
the
Are you joking?
what's the
no, it's actually in my notes. If you can get him to a point, then you'll get to level 6. This is a milestone. No, if you're gonna have
yes?
if you're gonna have a milestone,
Definitely.
facing the Dark Lord would be a milestone. So welcome to level 6, boys and girls. I was gonna save it and then message you like I thought lunchtime when I'm on my lunch break tomorrow. I'll message and then watch my phone as it like bzz, 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 bzz.
As it blows up.
But yeah,
Yep.
I don't want to say no and then
Experience for level 6?
I don't want to say no
How
and then
do I-
say yes.
How many?
These
XP?
guys were already beyond level 5.
Yes, we were.
The experience for level 6 is do you want to get out the player's handbook or just search the table?
14,000.
I'm sorry, 14.
Yeah.
14,000.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
I've got counter charm. What does this mean?
That's just Audric all the time. when he's
Hmm.
not using a charm effect. If you're taking
I've
average,
also-
take average. If you're rolling, roll now for health, and then you can. If you want to level up now, yeah. Are we all leveling up now?
I
Yeah,
am.
yeah.
If I roll and get 4, can I just take the average instead?
No, you can re-roll once, but you can't re-roll.
I get a fine familiar now as well, which
If
I
you
should have got.
if you
Wow.
roll and you get a 1, you can re-roll, but you can't then decide to take the average. You must stick with it. You decide whether you're rolling or not. And in that,
I-
I'm going to end the recordings, and then we'll catch up at the start of the next episode. What everybody got.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Okie doke.
Everybody say bye.
Oh,
Bye.
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 Bye.